This is an SWX Nonstop Local sports presentation. The University of Idaho Vandals take on the St. Thomas Tommies, powered by Inland Power and Light. SWX College Football starts right now.
It is a year to celebrate here at the University of Idaho, the 50th year of the Cathedral of College Football, the Kibbie Dome. And today, the Idaho Vandals with their first home game of this 2025 season. College football on SWX is presented by Inland Power and Light Company, powering our communities since 1937. Welcome inside the Kibbie Dome, everybody. Always good to see you here. Joined by the coach, Adam Shackelford. I'm Austin Getz. Coach, this should be a really fun one. You got a St. Thomas team coming off of a win. Idaho looking for their first win, trying to get that home series started with a W today.
Yeah, St. Thomas with a big win against Lindenwood in Missouri. And then you have a battle against Washington State where Idaho really performed pretty well. I think this could be an interesting game today. You got a school like St. Thomas that is trying to come up. The first year they're going to be eligible for the playoffs in the FCS. And you know, we have to find out if Idaho can continue their winning ways in the Big Sky.
Absolutely. Well, it is the Idaho Fightin' Taters. Do not adjust your television set. Why would you when they look that good? Idaho, in partnership with the Idaho Potato Commission, who is sponsoring this Ag Appreciation game with the alternate helmets. And we have plenty more potato-themed fun to be had in this game. Spuddy Buddy also in the house. We'll see if we can find him hanging out with Joe Vandal. Settle in, everybody. We should have a lot of fun in this one as you get a look at the sharp lids that the Vandals will be sporting. Like Coach said, Idaho coming off of a tough loss at Washington State. They were in the game in the very last moments, had a chance to go up late in the fourth quarter, instead kicked a field goal to tie. The Cougars responding with a field goal of their own to win it. But Idaho will be first to receive here and get the Kibbie Dome season started. And we are ready for it here on SWX. Glad you are too. Back to return for the Vandals, Aaron Kinsey and Emerson Cortez Menjivar. We'll see if one of them gets a chance to return. Actually looks like Davion Superal is back there for the Vandals as the Vandalizers and the Idaho Marching Band get things ready to go here on SWX. St. Thomas making the trip from Minnesota. They will kick off first, and we are underway. Year number 50 in the Kibbie Dome. Davion Superales will field it inside the 5 and look for room. Steps through a man and gets up near the 30-yard line, and that's where the Vandals will start their drive.
Well, really nice blocking, nice setup on the return. You've got the second line, a couple of linebackers and defensive line there. Do a good job of dropping into their area and picking up the most dangerous man. A good job and a great start for special teams for Idaho today.
So we'll see how the Vandals come out with Joshua Wood under center, the transfer quarterback from Fresno State. Mixed bag at Washington State. No real success throwing the football, coach, but when he had the ball in his hands on the ground, he was great.
Yeah, has played in some big games over his career, and you know they're going to have to protect him today. He can really do things with his feet as well. Really a guy that could be dangerous doing a couple different things.
Play action on their first play, well-protected pocket. He's going deep over the top, and it is intercepted with one hand off of the tip. Nick Hand with the pick.
Yeah, it's just a bad read, quite honestly. Cover 2 by St. Thomas. They're going to have 2 safeties deep. I'm sure we'll see the replay. And they don't get fooled by the play action. Those safeties stay deep, stay where they're supposed to, and he's just thrown into double coverage, kind of like a pop-up into the center field at that point, and almost hit the ground there, but I think that's a catch, and that's a nice interception. What a way by St. Thomas to start off their first road game of the year.
He was looking for Emerson Cortez Menjivar, instead found the graduate Nick Hand, and so that will lead St. Thomas out onto the field. The only positive for Idaho, it did cover a lot of yards. This back to the St. Thomas 20, where Andy Peters, the Boise native, will head out to captain this Tommy's offense. Empty backfield, 5 receivers out. Peters drops back, pressure coming, finds his man over the middle for a short gain, and down there.
Nice job by Peters to find his hot route. Idaho brought a pressure. Anytime there's a pressure, it's one more man than that offensive line, and running back and block. You got to find your outlet receiver. Did a great job there.
Eli Paulson on the reception. Quickly with tempo, the Tommies go up and get this ball out to the perimeter where it looks like it'll be just shy of a first down. We got a 3rd and short coming up.
Now, a lot of people have never heard of St. Thomas out of Minnesota, but this is the football team, Austin, in the last 3 years. And really, even when they were a Division III program, have won a lot of football games. They're finally eligible for playoffs, and they have come in here with some confidence in the Kibbe Dome today.
Give credit to Quentin Cobb Butler for the catch and actually a first down. He was just able to move the chains. So a fresh 10 for the Tommies coming off a win against Lindenwood in their season opener. A handoff up the middle and a big hole right through the middle. There go the Tommies. And it's Cook all the way down inside the red zone. Joseph Cook, the sophomore, with a huge gain.
Well, that offensive line with Caleb Rector, Marcus Johnson, James Morrison in the middle, opening up a huge hole. These guys are big, they're strong, and they go senior, junior, junior in the middle of that line. These guys have experience, and they have experience in this system, and you can see a little bit of domination right now and a little bit of confidence by this St. Thomas team.
Coach, these guys are absolutely massive up front. 312, 347, 313, 328. They are big boys up front, and they can move a defensive line. They go back to the ground here. Not as much success this time. Patrick Bowen Jr. getting his first carry.
Well, we're going to talk about it in the keys today, but you've got a football team in Idaho that's going to have to win this line of scrimmage at home. This is the defensive line that played pretty well last week against Washington State. Right now, St. Thomas just kind of having their way in the middle with those interior linemen.
So now down inside the 10. It is 2nd and goal to go. The Idaho defense quickly tasked trying to get a red zone stop here. It's Bowen in the backfield with Peters. Now steps directly behind him. Peters, play fake, pressure coming. Gets rid of it, throws to the end zone, incomplete. The Vandal defensive line was right up in his face.
Well, we're going to get a hold by Idaho here in the end zone. That's going to move the ball inside, I believe, the 2-yard line.
Holding. Defense.
St. Thomas doing a good job of rotating guys through. It's awful hot in here today, Austin, in the Kibbe Dome, and you can see a lot of substitution early by both teams in this no-huddle offense as they go quads now to the left. A screen formation here where they're going to kind of read the defense.
They'll motion everybody in. You'll see a lot of this from the Tommies, a lot of 12 personnel double tight end sets. Peters turns, hands it off. This is Cook looking for the corner. Instead, he's wrapped up and dropped at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, a lot of formation change, a lot of motion, a lot of substitution out of St. Thomas. They are no huddle, but no huddle doesn't mean that you have to be hurry up.
Deuce Glenman with the tackle there. Sorry, Coach,
no,
go ahead.
Absolutely. They do a good job of getting set up. A lot of, like you said, a lot of 12 personnel showing some Midwest football to these Idaho fans.
So another goal situation. 2nd down for the Tommies. Peters, pressure, throws, tipped up, and incomplete. It was a diving attempt by Dylan Lane, but he just wasn't quite there in time.
Well, both officials right away signaling incomplete. You got to think they both got a pretty good look at it. Yeah, as you see it bounce off the ground there.
Get another look here. Well, great play to break up the initial pass as well. Lane nearly there. 3rd and goal. The Vandal fans still finding their seats here, getting behind their defense. As Peters moves some men in motion, Tommy's looking to get on the board first. Peters out to Cook. Broken up at the line of scrimmage. Blendman once again lays the lumber, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, and I think they kick here. You get a big interception to start the game. You drive it all the way down with a big run inside the red zone. Put some points on the board. You're a road team. I think this is a great decision by this St. Thomas staff. Last week, Idaho only scored 10 points in a loss. Put the pressure back on this offense for Idaho to make a play.
So a short field goal coming up here, officially 23 yards. Elliott Hitter. Kick is up. Kick is no good. He missed it. How about that? A turnover and a missed field goal, and we're off to the races. We'll take a break and come back. Settle in. We got a good one here on SWX.
Hey, you looking for Idaho? You like Idaho?
Idaho shoestrings, Idaho crisp cut, Idaho russets.
Patatas bravas, potato pie, potato poutine.
Does this say I don't know?
I don't know. You a cop?
Hey, Al Grattan, some fries with that shake?
Potato puffs, potato poppers. It's a new thing.
I got baked. I got twice baked. I got Idaho shoestring. I got Idaho crinkle cut. I got Idaho waffle fries. How about some Hasselbeck, sir? Some wedges? Man, looking for some tots?
For every night out, there's a sober ride home. And for every sober ride, you know who to call? The designated driver. Whether it's a ride share, the bus, or that super nice friend who's always got your back. Sober drivers get us home safe. So treat your DD to an NA drink, and let's raise a glass to the unsung heroes. Cheers to the DD.
Listen up! Everything we've worked for has led to this moment. Training is over. It's time to be efficient, like the Kubota Grand L Series. It is time to grind, like the Kubota LX Series, which is packed with extras. It's time to be tough, like the rugged BX Series. So let's get out there and plow, fight, and win!
Time for today's Keys to the Game, presented by Northern Quest Resort and Casino. Don't miss the ultimate sports experience at Northern Quest with Game Day Grub at Epic Sports Bar. Northern Quest, yes, the best. Coach.
Yeah, for St. Thomas today, limit turnovers. Continue red zone success. Last week, a lot of success in the red zone against Lindenwood. There, a missed field goal. And then protect quarterback Andy Peters. If they can protect him today, which they have so far, I think they'll have some success. For Idaho, you got to start fast, continue to run the football, and make sure you take care of the football with 2 turnovers last week.
So after going to the air, the Vandals go to the ground, and Elisha Cummings makes them look smart with a gain of 10.
Well, I think this is the game for Idaho today. They've got to establish the run. 188 yards last week against Washington State in the run game. They've got some big boys themselves up front and a lot of experience. They've got to ground and pound here a little bit and try to change this field position.
Yeah, Coach, glad you mentioned the experience on the Vandal line. That left side of Charlie Vleem, Nate Azzopardi, and Leighton Vining, returning starters, guys that are very experienced in this program. Here's Cummings, slips out of a tackle at the line of scrimmage. Elisha Cummings, back-to-back first down pickups, and the Vandals all the way near midfield.
Yeah, nice read there. Elijah Cummings with a nice cutback. Nobody really took the quarterback on the zone read. Look for the quarterback at some point, maybe to pull that here. You see him there. No one really takes him, but a nice cutback there, and that's because of the movement that offensive line gets vertically in that zone play.
So Vandals seem to have settled down a little bit after the opening turnover. Now moving the ball well with back-to-back carries by Cummings. Now Art Williams will take over in that Idaho backfield. Joshua Wood, quick drop back, throw out to the right. It's caught, and that'll be a good gain. And Emerson Cortez Menjivar fighting his way, make it 3 plays and 3 first downs for Idaho.
Yeah, that time just finding the hole in the soft zone, getting the ball to the sideline, corner playing off there in some zone coverage. A nice job breaking a tackle there. Extra effort gets him 4 more yards.
Imagine we'll see a lot out of number 7 today. We do not expect to see Michael Graves, Vandal wideout. He is ruled out today. So now into St. Thomas territory. Idaho looking to keep the drive going. Once again, Williams in the backfield. Man goes in motion across the formation. And the handoff up the middle, nothing doing that time. Tommies were able to rally to the ball for no gain.
I'll bring a receiver here in motion for Idaho, trying to kick out that end. Good job by the defense to stay established on that front line, close everything in, back inside to their help.
Get a look at that St. Thomas defensive front. Obviously, every defense these days runs different formations, but typically a 3-4 set up front for the Tommies. 2nd and 10 for Idaho. Joshua Wood right at that Vandal logo at midfield. Slings it out, he's got his man, and another good gain. And that will be Ryan Geziaro with the catch, and it'll be 3rd and 1.
Yeah, again, they found that soft spot in that zone coverage with the corner playing off. We're seeing some cover 2 with 2 safeties high. Seeing some cover 3 with them dropping 3 deep. And when you drop 3 deep, as we get a big substitution here on 3rd and short by the Tommies, those sidelines are going to be open. You got to take what they give you.
Here's Hayden Kinchelow in the backfield now with Joshua Wood, the bruiser back. 5 on the play clock. Man goes in motion. The handoff, Kinchelow hit, keeps his legs moving, keeps churning. It'll depend on the spot. Looks like he got it.
Yeah, initial effort, I would say the Tommies probably stopped him, but you got to wrap up. If you're a defensive player, you can't just bring his shoulder anymore. Everybody gets in the weight room these days. Good job bouncing off. He knows where he needs to get for that first down. He leans forward, that extra effort. Great job by the Idaho Vandals.
Also a penalty called on St. Thomas that will tack on some extra yards. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Vandals inside the St. Thomas 30. If you're just joining us, this game started with the Tommies picking off Idaho on their very first play from scrimmage, driving all the way down inside the 10, but missing a short field goal. And the Vandals trying to make them pay for that mistake. Emerson Cortez Menjivar across the formation. Handoff, Art Williams busting its way forward for a gain of 5.
The St. Thomas continue that cover 2 coverage, 2 guys deep. Whenever you see 2 guys deep, you know you've got the numbers in the box. You've got to be able to establish the run. Force them to get out of what they want to do, bring one of those guys down, and then things really start to open up in the pass game.
2nd down. Wood, the handoff. Williams fights through a man, still on his feet, down to the 10-yard line. Art Williams moving the chain for this Vandal drive.
Yeah, another great job by the left side of that experienced offensive line. And Art Williams just puts his foot in the ground, makes a nice cut. You can see it right here. And then dives back outside to avoid a linebacker. What I love is to see yards after contact. You get hit after an 8-yard run and you extend it because you stay on your feet and you continue to make yardage.
Vandals knocking on the door. A 1st and 10 from the 11. They could still pick up a 1st down. Handoff, Williams. And he'll go forward for a couple of yards before being brought down by Nick Hand, who had the interception on the first defensive showing from the Tommies.
Well, this run success by Idaho has already forced St. Thomas to change some of the things they do as they bring in 3 fresh defensive linemen here for this goal line stand.
Look for 94.
Now a couple late substitutions. They may have to get a timeout.
Look for 94, C.J. Johnson. He is a play wrecker in the middle. 9 on the play clock. The referees letting St. Thomas sub on. 3 on the play clock. And now a stoppage. And we do have a timeout. Well spotted, coach. As Glenn Caruso is going to burn his first timeout here.
St. Thomas, their first of the half.
Well, confusion in the substitution. Idaho substituted a receiver, so by rule, St. Thomas is allowed to have time to substitute, but they had a bunch of guys who didn't seem to know exactly what was going on, a good timeout.
Vandals knocking on the door. We'll see if they can punch it in. Coming up next.
At Wings, you're not just a customer, you're a literal owner, meaning profits are reinvested in you and your financial growth. You own your product. Now own your money.
At Supply Chain Solutions, our employees are our true value.
In the heart of the ever-changing supply chain industry, we know it's our team that propels us forward.
As a proud partner of Tommy Athletics, we're excited to welcome St. Thomas students into our family. At Supply Chain Solutions, we're more than colleagues. Working together and celebrating together is our recipe for excellence.
Join our team and discover a rewarding journey together.
Twin Cities Orthopedics is ready to go with more doctors, specialty services, and convenient urgent care locations. Ready, set, TCO.
You own the groove. But have you ever thought, who owns your money? At Wings Credit Union, you own it. Unlike banks where you're a customer, here you're an owner. So profits help you and the community around you. That means things like high-yield checking accounts, savings accounts, and certificates. It's time to own your money.
Today's coverage of college football is brought to you in part by Best Western Plus University Inn, the premier lodging property on the Palouse in Moscow, and by Northern Quest Resort and Casino, the Inland Northwest premier destination for gambling, dining, and entertainment. St. Thomas uses their first timeout of the first half with their backs against the wall. The Idaho Fightin' Taters with the ball at the 10-yard line, the 8, I should say, as they're trying to punch this one in. Austin Getz, Adam Shackelford joining you here. 6 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. After the timeout, both teams out. Second down for Idaho. Joshua Wood will try and throw it up into the corner for Menjivar. He made the catch. Touchdown, Idaho. Emerson Cortez Menjivar.
Well, I think they're going to call push off here on the offense. Looks like this ball might be coming back.
Didn't see the flag come down, but that is the call. Offensive pass interference will take the touchdown away and back the Vandals up.
Well, I didn't see it. We didn't have a great angle at it.
Big penalty. Idaho was penalized 6 times for 57 yards against Washington State. Some costly ones. That one obviously costly as it backs them all the way up to the 25. You get a look here, right side of your screen. That's a tough call.
Yeah, you know, he extends his arm, but I don't see a push there. I see hand fighting with both. I think that's a touchdown.
4 on the play clock. Play action. Wood looking for his man, just had a little bit of miscommunication as Gabe Hoffman was turned one way, had to flip the body around, couldn't make the catch.
Well, costly penalty in the end zone has really put Idaho in a bad spot here now. 3rd and 20. Can get a first down, it looks like, inside the 2-yard line, but they've got some work cut out for them here.
See if they can pick it up. Cameron Pope, the place kicker, was 1 for 2 at Washington State last week. Well within his range here. Art Williams back in the backfield for the Vandals. Motion. Out to Menjivar. And Emerson Cortez Menjivar with a good pickup down to the 15. It'll be short of the sticks, though, and Idaho will send out the kicking unit.
Well, just get what you can there. Really tough spot with it 3rd and 20. Get what you can. Get it to 4th and manageable for a field goal. Trying to get some points on the board here in the first quarter with 5:34 left. And see if you could take advantage of the missed field goal by St. Thomas.
32-yard try coming up for Cameron Pope, the young man from East Wenatchee, Washington. Snap is good, holds down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So the Vandals are able to get 3, but a touchdown taken off the board. We'll see how the Tommies respond when we come back here. The 50th year of football in the Kibbe Dome.
Race day, things don't always go as planned.
I have to be on my game.
Because success goes hand in hand with mental toughness.
We all face challenges. The choice to be tobacco-free is one of them.
A healthier life is right around the corner.
You decide when, we'll show you how.
Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
Listen up. Everything we've worked for has led to this moment. Training is over. It's time to be efficient, like the Kubota Grand L Series. It is time to grind, like the Kubota LX Series, which is packed with extras. It's time to be tough, like the rugged BX Series. So let's get out there and plow, fight, and win.
Hey, you looking for Idaho? You like Idaho?
Idaho shoestrings, Idaho crisp cut, Idaho russets.
Patatas bravas, potato pie, potato poutine.
Does this say I don't know?
I don't know. You a cop?
Hey, Al Grattan, get some fries with that shake?
Potato puffs, potato poppers. It's a new thing.
I got baked. I got twice baked. I got Idaho shoestring. I got Idaho crinkle cut. I got Idaho waffle fries. How about some Hasselbeck, sir? Some wedges? Maybe looking for some tots?
College football on SWX is brought to you in part by Findlay Downtown Toyota on 3rd Street. If you're looking to score the best deals on your favorite Toyotas, come to Findlay. Back here in Moscow, Idaho, on the campus of the University of Idaho, where the Fightin' Taters and Thomas Ford Jr. have taken a 3-0 lead over the St. Thomas Tommies. Austin Getz, Adam Shackelford joining you. Coach, going to that drive, a lot of good to be taken away for Idaho. Obviously, the penalty wipes off the touchdown, but to get there, they did almost go 80 yards, moving the ball well after that first play turnover.
Yeah, and running the ball well, which we knew they would have to do today. After that costly turnover to start the game, momentum full swing in St. Thomas's favor, and then a missed field goal. You kind of wondered how Idaho was going to respond, and they responded with points. Absolutely what you want at home.
Owen Forsman to kick it off. It's a low liner that looks like it could roll out of bounds. It will. So a miscue by the Vandal kickoff unit, and that'll give St. Thomas great field position.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a squib by design, trying to get it down to the corner. But you know, that ball's not round. If you're going to squib it, you got to keep it close to that Big Sky sticker on this field between the numbers and the hash. That thing rolls out of bounds, and it's a huge advantage now as it moves to the 40-yard line for the Tommies.
So Andy Peters will come back out. 3 years at the College of Idaho in Caldwell, where he was a Yote. Then transferring to St. Thomas for his final year of eligibility and making a trip back to his home state in the first road game for St. Thomas, as he's under center after being in shotgun for most of the last drive. Little misdirection handoff. Cutting through the middle, though, is Bowen. A good tackle by Isaiah King, but not before Bowen rips off 5 yards.
Yeah, motion receiver there. We call that an orbit motion, where he's going to motion down the line and then half moon behind the quarterback, just trying to keep that backside of that defense honest. So you can get the numbers front side to run the football the opposite direction. Nice design play by the Tommies.
Peters now heads back into the shotgun. For the moment, it's an empty backfield. We have seen a lot of pre-snap movement, though, for St. Thomas as he motions a man in. And that's Bowen now on his right hip. 3 on the play clock. Peters, a quarterback draw, tries to get to the outside and will. Andy Peters showing off the legs. A big gain as he goes down the far sideline. Finally drug out around the 30. But Andy Peters with a big pickup on the ground.
Yeah, didn't like what he saw. It might even have been a design draw, but didn't like what he saw up the middle, and he just bounces outside, shows some speed. He outruns 2 linebackers and a defensive back. A couple nice blocks out there by receivers as well to get him some extra yardage.
Longest carry in the game last week was just 11 yards. Blew that out of the water right there. Here's a big hole open for Bowen before he's run out to the boundary. That looked like it was going to be a lot more trouble than it was. Nice job by Hayden John to come up from the safety position, gain of 3.
Yeah, these skill athletes for the Tommies. Bouncing things outside. Idaho showing some decent defensive speed to string it out, but a nice gain on first down of about 3.5 yards.
Once again, St. Thomas deep into Idaho territory. Resulted in a missed field goal of 23 yards. Their last time out. Man in motion, turn, the handoff, here's Bowen. Stutter steps at the line, dropped for a gain of about 1 or 2. And a third down coming up here for the Tommies.
Yeah, big third down. Really, I think for the Idaho defense, because you've already missed a field. You know your opponent's already missed a field goal. They don't want to kick here on 4th down. Force them to kick the football from around the 25-yard line instead of getting that first down.
Yeah, it wouldn't be exactly a chip shot from here. Third down, Peters will pass. Blitz coming, he's flushed out to the right. On the move, throws and finds his man right near the marker. And he's short. It'll bring up 4th and inches, but makes the decision a little bit easier if they want to go for it. Quentin Cobb Butler, his second reception.
Yeah, they're going to bring in 3 tight ends here. Bring out some of those receivers, bring in 3 tight ends in a little bit of a heavy set. I think this is a no-brainer for St. Thomas. You're on the road. You're trying to prove yourself as a program at this level. We're going to get a tush-push here.
Peters goes forward. He's got it. You saw the center come out of that huddle first, and then obviously the offensive line had to get set, but it was almost like, Coach, they got a running start. Kind of an interesting look there.
Yeah, trying to catch Idaho off guard, going on first down, running the football, and a nice job by the Tommies to get everybody set before they snap the football. Those are things that you practice. These aren't just drawn up for game day. These are things that you practice every week. You have a period where you practice this stuff. This is a complicated offense, and they're running it very well so far.
Fresh set of downs, play clock down to 5. Inside the Vandal 20, down to 3. The handoff, Bowen met at the line of scrimmage, falls forward for a couple yards. As it was Matt Irwin on the tackle there for Idaho.
St. Thomas coming from the Pioneer League. It's a league designed, these schools have Division I basketball. You've heard of a lot of schools in this conference. For basketball, Davidson and Butler and Valparaiso, teams you may have heard of in the tournament over the years. They're actually non-scholarship in football. These kids, most of them are on academic scholarships to play football at St. Thomas.
Play action, Peters over the middle, caught, touchdown St. Thomas, and it's Quentin Cobb Butler. The Tommies have the lead.
Yeah, nice skinny post there, gets inside the safety with a wheel route on the outside, stretching that safety's coverage. And a nice ball there. And a touchdown here to silence this crowd a little bit.
First touchdown of the season for the sophomore. For Peters, his 3rd passing the football. And with under a minute to go in the first quarter, St. Thomas up 6-3, looking to add on with the extra point. And this is Hitter back out there. Low snap handled by the holder. The kick is up, and it is good. 7-3 the lead for the Tommies. Under a minute to go. You'll get another look at the touchdown here. Quentin Cobb Butler with that post right over the middle, and Peters put it right on the money.
Yeah, the linebacker not getting underneath that post in time either. A nice wheel route by number 80 to expand the safety just enough to get inside of him for the touchdown.
Time for today's Impact Players, presented by First Federal Bank. Earn an incredible 501 annual percentage yield with First Federal Bank's rewards checking. Visit bankfirstfed.com/rewards to learn more. And you look at the Impact Players we decided on, Coach Andy Peters, a very good candidate, and we just saw why on that drive.
Yeah, he does a good job. And you kind of wonder, Austin, if he looked at that schedule for St. Thomas and saw this game on that schedule and thought, you know what, I get a chance to play against Idaho. I think maybe St. Thomas is a place for me.
For the Vandals, Isaiah King, a career-high 10 tackles. The preseason All-Big Sky selection was excellent in Pullman. I asked Coach Thomas Ford, really, I posed the question. I said I thought he was the best player on the field. He didn't disagree with me.
Tall, athletic, really athletic. Flies around on that defense. He's going to have to get more involved in this football game today, because right now St. Thomas finding some avenues in the middle there to run the football.
The run-up and the kick. It's a short kick that Davion Superales will handle past the 5-yard line, looking to get the Vandals good field position. Runs into his own man, stays on his feet for a moment, and once again is out to about the 30, about the same place he brought his last kick return out to.
A little surprised these kicks aren't going closer to that end zone line. Gives the Idaho Vandals a really nice opportunity to set up that return, and good scheme by this young coaching staff. We talked about it a little bit. It's a young coaching staff for Idaho. And what you get with young coach staff typically is a lot of emotion. Okay, you still get great football coaching, but you get a lot of energy as well, and you could see it over there, these young guys on staff teaching this game of football.
Back out there after a field goal on their last drive come the Fightin' Taters. Joshua Wood will hand things off to Elisha Cummings, who had a lot of success running the football. What a spin move up there to the 40-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd and short.
Again, nobody takes the quarterback on the zone read. At some point, look for him to pull that thing around the end.
Yeah, we haven't
take off with it.
Haven't seen Wood run with it yet. Last week he did have over 100 yards on the ground, so he can scamper. 2nd and 1 with Cummings on the left hip of Joshua Wood. Tommy's trying to get their first stop without points after the opening turnover. Cummings stutter steps at the line, is able to just get his nose across the marker. It'll be a first down coming up for Idaho.
A good push by that offensive line to move the chains. Staying on schedule going to be really tough for Idaho today. By staying on schedule, I'm talking about good yardage on first down, get it to 2nd and short, continue to move those chains.
After one, 7-3 Tommies, second quarter coming up.
Twin Cities Orthopedics is ready to go with more doctors, specialty services, and convenient urgent care locations. Ready, set, TCO.
At Supply Chain Solutions, our employees are our true value.
In the heart of the ever-changing supply chain industry, we know it's our team that propels us forward.
As a proud partner of Tommy Athletics, we're excited to welcome St. Thomas students into our family. At Supply Chain Solutions, we're more than colleagues. Working together and celebrating together is our recipe for excellence.
Join our team and discover a rewarding journey together.
Wings, you're not just a customer, you're a literal owner, meaning profits are reinvested in you and your financial growth. You own your product. Now own your money.
As the sun rises over the Rocky Mountains on a new era, we stand on a foundation etched in stone. Built on the backs of legends, All-Americans, and national champions, we've made our mark not only in the West, but across the nation and the globe. Through perseverance and commitment to a world-class student-athlete experience, we've set ourselves apart from our peers as an untraveled road lies ahead. We are the Big Sky Conference, where experience is elevated.
If there's one thing Idaho's known for, it's potatoes. In fact, we love them so much they're a $1.3 billion part of who we are. So what would happen if a worm thin as a human hair wreaked havoc on our potato crop? Not on our watch. See, the University of Idaho does vital research to ensure we've got potatoes, as well as all the other great things we make in Idaho.
You in?
The secret to happiness is discovering your spot. It could be over the mountain or deep beneath the stream. In a quiet place, in a wild place.
Life is good, life is good, yeah.
The question is, where does your spot take you? Pocatello. Life is good here.
Today's coverage of college football on SWX is brought to you in part by Northern Quest Resort and Casino. Don't miss the ultimate sports experience at Northern Quest with game day grub at Epic Sports Bar. Northern Quest, yes, the best. We are back here in Moscow. It is a 7-3 lead for the visiting Tommies of St. Thomas, who scored a touchdown just before the end of the first quarter. Austin Getz, Adam Shackelford joining you on the broadcast as the Vandals looking to respond and going with a bit of an odd look here with Eli Cummings to take the snap. He'll fake the reverse to Joshua Wood, get a little bit around the corner, but a penalty flag coming in here. We'll see if it backs Idaho up.
Yeah, we're going to have a hold. Possibly on 74 for Idaho. A lot of times when you run those stretch plays, those offensive linemen get exposed a little bit.
10-yard penalty, still first down.
They got Ryan Jesiaro, says referee Jim Crowley. Vandals have hurt themselves with penalties in this one so far, as it was out on the perimeter. So that'll back Idaho up, who were moving the ball once again before the end of the first quarter, but now have it backed up with a 1st and long coming up after the hold. Tommy showing pressure, the turn, the handoff, and blown up right near the line of scrimmage. A great play flying through the middle, Caden Nelson.
Yeah, keeping Idaho in these 1st and 20s and previously in a 3rd and 20. It allows St. Thomas to play the defense they want. They can keep that coverage in the backfield right there. A nice job bringing some pressure by linebackers here on the run. Really putting Idaho in a tough spot here at 2nd and 19.
Haven't seen much through the air for the Vandals so far. We'll see if Joshua Wood lets it rip here, fires it out to the boundary. It's hauled in by Emerson Cortez Menjivar. He's been a busy man so far. Gets it back to the original line of scrimmage, but a 3rd and 10 coming up. Tommies maybe can pin their ears back.
And again, that's a nice design play, but you want to run that play on 1st and 2nd down when you're when you're within the sticks there. They've been giving that up all day, and I think they've just decided, St. Thomas, that they're going to give that up. They're okay with that. They don't want Idaho getting downfield in one-on-one coverage. I don't feel like St. Thomas feels comfortable with those matchups. But staying in the zone, they'll give up that 6-yard route.
3rd and 10, 5 on the play clock. Joshua Wood flushed out, keeping things alive with his legs. Now runs to the boundary, looking for room to run, fires downfield, got his man! Emerson Cortez Menjivar, wizardry from Joshua Wood, and it's a huge gain for the Fightin' Taters.
Well, a nice job buying himself time there. And this is just a scramble drill. Receivers are taught, if you're running a short route and there's a scramble outside the box, you go deep. If you're deep, you come back to the quarterback, and that's exactly what happened here. And he gets behind coverage after a medium route there, and a nice catch there. Gets his foot in bounds by Idaho.
Yeah, quickly up was Ryan Jesiaro. down inside the 5-yard line. So the Vandals with 2 big plays, but Wood coming off the field now.
Well, now Idaho brings in, looks like 3 extra offensive linemen.
I believe this is Nick Josephek coming in at quarterback.
And now St. Thomas, again, by rule, allows a substitute as well. We got a lot of big bodies on the field right now.
It's actually Rocco Koch. Rocco Koch, and he can run. And that's what he'll do. Lowers the shoulder, gets maybe a yard or 2. So Vandals getting tricky here, bringing on the redshirt freshman from University Place.
Well, you look at Idaho the last couple of years, and I think they've done it with power and speed. I think they thought they would be faster than this team, St. Thomas, sideline to sideline. And I've been very impressed so far with the defensive, not only the scheme, but the speed of this defense. They're not getting outrun to places by this Idaho offense.
Joshua Wood back out there on the field. Keep an eye on Jake Cox, kind of that fullback position, and the Vandals are going to call for a timeout. Play clock was down to 4, so Joshua Wood turns and signals, so both teams now have used 1 timeout.
Yeah, both teams substituting. Looks like he didn't like either what he saw defensively against what they had, or maybe they were in the wrong formation.
See what the Vandals draw up in this timeout when we come back. It's college football right here on SWX.
In the heart of Montana's untamed wilderness, a legend is brewing. Jeremiah Johnson Brewing, the official beer of the Big Sky Conference. Brewed with the rugged spirit of the West. Jeremiah Johnson is simply a world-class, straightforward, no-nonsense beer. Do well.
Definitely. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. See you next week.
Bye.
All right. Thanks. All right. Take care. Bye, everyone.
It's a basic need, you have to eat. Food security is ultimately then foundational for just overall wellness.
When families don't have adequate access to nutritious food, that takes a very real toll on people's health.
What we see is that, it touches every neighborhood and entire community and beyond.
Our interest at Blue Cross is we want the state, whether they're a member or not, to have adequate supply, access, and composition of the food that they're able to get.
College football on SWX is brought to you in part by Titan Truck Equipment, Northwest family owned. Outfit your truck by visiting us in Spokane Valley and follow Titan Truck on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Back here in the Kibbe Dome, timeout over for the Idaho Vandals as they will come out facing a 2nd and goal after a huge pickup. Got them down into the Tommy's red zone. Austin Getz, Adam Shackelford joining you, and once again, Joshua Wood not out there, and it's Rocco Koch, once again, coach, coming out. And you got to think the Vandals are going to try and use his legs to their advantage. He goes off the right side, cuts up the middle. Rocco Koch is in. Touchdown, Idaho.
A nice cutback there in the zone. Finds a hole, puts his foot in the ground, cuts back against the grain. A lot of big bodies in there up front to block for him, just trying to outman St. Thomas there and able to get it in for the score.
So Idaho has stuck their nose back in front. Extra point willing. It'll be a 3-point lead For Koch, third touchdown of his career, first this season.
Nice job getting hit at the one there and just finding a way to get that ball over the line.
Cameron Pope's already hit on a short field goal, comes out for his first extra point of the day, and that one is up and through. Still a good chunk of the first half left. The Vandals have responded. What will the Tommies do? We'll find out next.
As the sun rises over the Rocky Mountains on a new era, we stand on a foundation etched in stone. Built on the backs of legends, All-Americans, and national champions, we've made our mark not only in the West, but across the nation and the globe. Through perseverance and commitment to a world-class student-athlete experience, we've set ourselves apart from our peers as an untraveled road lies ahead. We are the Big Sky Conference, where experience is elevated.
If there's one thing Idaho's known for, it's potatoes. In fact, we love them so much they're a $1.3 billion part of who we are. So what would happen if a worm thin as a human hair wreaked havoc on our potato crop? Not on our watch. See, the University of Idaho does vital research to ensure we've got potatoes, as well as all the other great things we make in Idaho.
You in?
In the heart of Montana's untamed wilderness, a legend is brewing. Jeremiah Johnson Brewing, the official beer of the Big Sky Conference. Brewed with the rugged spirit of the West. Jeremiah Johnson is simply a world-class, straightforward, no-nonsense beer. Do well.
The secret to happiness is discovering your spot. It could be over the mountain or deep beneath the stream. In a quiet place, in a wild place.
Life is good, life is good, yeah.
The question is, where does your spot take you? Pocatello. Life is good here.
College football on SWX is presented in part by P1FCU. Are you looking for a free checking account? P1FCU's Ascend Checking is a free checking account that can earn you dividends. Open your account at p1fcu.org. Happy times here in the Kibbe Dome. The Idaho Fightin' Taters back out in front 10-7 over the visiting Tommies of St. Thomas. Austin Getz, Adam Shackelford joining you. Coach, what did you see from Idaho on that drive that led to the success? Obviously, we saw the one touchdown on the previous drive taken off the board. What do you think they did better on that one?
Well, they got behind again with a holding call, but a good job scrambling out, making a big play, getting in the red zone. Then they just kind of let their big boys take over, and a nice run by Rocco there to get the score.
This is Owen Adams to kick off for Idaho, and Eli Paulson on the return for St. Thomas. Flags, multiple flags out now. We could see St. Thomas being backed up.
I think we got a block in the back at about the 8-yard line or 10-yard line. I assume that's the one that Idaho's going to accept.
Multiple flags came down. Our referee, Jim Crowley, will sort it out.
It's going to move them down to about the 7, I believe.
Holding, return team number 19. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Well, they're actually going to mark it from the 22.
That'll back them up down to the 12-yard line. You get hard to see exactly what the referee spotted. The flag came from behind the returners. So Idaho sends their defense back out, and St. Thomas will go with the offense that had a really nice drive their last time out, took advantage of good field position and resulted in a touchdown to Quentin Cobb-Butler. And Andy Peters has been very effective so far. 4 of 6 with the touchdown, also has ran for 33 yards. Not good field position this time for St. Thomas. We'll see how they respond. Going for a quarterback draw, and Peters just sizzling through the line of scrimmage. Andy Peters all the way up to the 35 before being pushed out.
Well, sometimes you win inside the tackles with power, and sometimes you win with patience. That time, Peters just showed some patience, kind of creeping his way through, feeling himself out, sees the cutback lane. And again, the interior of that offensive line, we talked about how big and experienced they are, really getting some movement on these middle two defensive tackles of Idaho.
Thomas Ford called them some big jokers, and he wasn't being negative towards them. He was meaning they are some big guys that can move a lot of muscle. Peters, well protected now, pressure coming late, rolls out, throws, finds a man in Vandal territory for the pickup, and he's able to hold on to the football. And a flag behind the play as well.
Yeah.
This could be roughing the passer.
I think they're going to get a roughing the passer. They're going to get about a step and a half.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 44. That 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the play, automatic, first down.
Those are penalties that just drive you crazy as a head coach.
Cruz Hepburn, the guilty party there, so that will quickly march St. Thomas down the field.
Yeah, look at it here. Let's see the end of the play. Good job to buy himself some time. Yeah, that's 2 steps. Tough to lay off with some of these guys, but you have to these days. Player safety is the #1 priority, especially at quarterback.
Handoff, reverse, and now a pass. The throw is high. Vandals were able to respond well as Jashawn Todd was the one trying to throw the football there. It was high for his intended target, Andy Peters.
Well, I like the fact that he didn't try to force it somewhere. He got some pressure, trying to throw it back to Peters on the outlet, but again, if that sails over Peters' head like it did, that's not an issue. You've got 2nd and 10. Throw it into coverage, and now you may have a problem. Good decision.
Joseph Cook back out there. Hadn't seen a lot of him ever since that big run on the first possession for St. Thomas, but he's there in the backfield. This time a handoff, and it's Todd running the football this time. He's forward for 2. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 8, and the Vandal defense trying to get off the field.
A well-designed play there, bringing the receiver in motion. Again, he puts his foot in the ground on the snap, and he comes back and runs zone the opposite way. We talked about this motion and all these formations and substitutions. It is affecting the way Idaho's calling their defense.
Under 10 minutes to go in the first half. And a big 3rd down here for St. Thomas. Peters out to his left. A shovel pass forward. The Vandals sniff it out, and it's Isaiah King, the first one there.
Yeah, I don't love the call there. I think the only reason you maybe make that call now, it looks like maybe we've got a penalty on Idaho.
Yeah, we do. A late penalty behind the play, and this could erase that stand for the Vandals.
And again, I don't love the call.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Defense number 54. Half the distance to the goal, automatic. First down.
And that is a penalty that will drive a coach crazy, as Titus Ringer called for an unsportsmanlike conduct after the Vandals had gotten the stop. And instead, it will move the ball to the 19-yard line, and St. Thomas will get a fresh set of downs. Peters on the quarterback run, cuts up through the middle. Now another flag comes out.
I think we're going to get a holding behind the line of scrimmage.
Will Cornelson making the tackle. Once again, here's Jim Crowley.
Personal foul, face mask, offense number 62. 15-yard penalty, still first down.
So a 15-yard penalty. Lucas Cannon called for the rare offensive face mask. You don't see that a lot.
No.
Idaho glad to see it here.
Must have been on the backside of the play, and a lot of times those linemen will get hands to the face. If you don't let go, those officials are going to see it. And, you know, going back to that unsportsmanlike, sometimes it's not always what the player does. Sometimes it's what the player says.
Could be.
And those officials are right there to hear it.
1st and 25 now for the Tommies. Peters under center this time. Will turn and hand it to Cook, and Zach Krotzer and a few of his friends get him down for a gain of 1. Here you get a look at the unsportsmanlike penalty from a bit earlier. And you see 54.
Yeah, any contact to the head, they're going to call it.
Yeah.
That's right now. I know that's going to drive Coach Ford crazy. Those kind of things make you lose sleep at night as a coach.
2nd and long is Idaho trying to atone for that mistake. Five on the play clock. Peters to pass. Pressure coming. Goes over the middle. Got him, man. Touchdown, Tommies. Mariano Birdno wide open over the middle, and St. Thomas retakes the lead.
Well, a nice throw there, too, by Peters. But very impressed with this offense. You know, not only is it a good offense, they've done a good job recruiting players to fit their style. Well, they've got some big tight ends who can run those seam passes. Big offensive linemen who could open up some holes. This is a team that maybe Idaho and the fans saw on the schedule after playing Washington State and said, well, that's a home opener that we're going to have no problem with. And you can see, as we get a penalty on Idaho, unless there's some movement, St. Thomas came to play today.
Absolutely.
I think we may have a flinch on St. Thomas here. Oh, they're going to call it defensively.
Offside. Defense number 86. Half the distance to the goal.
Now
The
it looks
try
like
will
St.
now
Thomas
be
is
from
going
the
to go for
1.5
2.
yard line.
Going back to Birdno, did not have a reception last week.
I'm not sure what going for 2 gets you here. You kick the PAT, you go up 4.
Interesting.
I'm not sure what 5 gets you here over 4, Austin. I'll be honest with you.
We'll see what
Maybe
they
some
do.
confidence.
Peters turns, hands, Cook right up the middle, met at the goal line. He did not get in. The Vandal defense able to keep the 2-point try out, and it remains a 3-point game. Back and forth we go. St. Thomas has answered the call here in Moscow early on.
Welcome to the greatest show on earth. Oh, yes, sir. The ball is already rolling now for this new season.
Today's presentation of college football on SWX is brought to you in part by Inner Demon Motorsports. Located in Hayden, Idaho, Inner Demon Sports, powered by Heatercraft, will keep you warm in your UTV or boat year-round. Back here at the Kibbie Dome, we have had a fun one here in the first half, and we still have 8 minutes to go before halftime. Austin Getz and Adam Shackelford joining you. A 13-10 lead for St. Thomas, who just scored, elected to go for two, and were not able to convert. So it remains a 3-point game as they get ready to kick off here. I also want to correct myself. I was saying it was Davion Superales returning the kicks for Idaho in this game so far. It was actually Zach Wustig, the other number 15, the defensive number 15, back deep to return. Run up and the boot. It's another short kick, and he'll have an opportunity for it. Looks for a seam. He's got 50 yards of returns already. This is his shortest of the day so far as the Tommies kick unit gets down and covers it up.
Yeah, I've been very impressed today with the Tommies' effort on special teams. You can tell this team is coached well. Again, a team that had to come in here today, a little bit of an unknown to a lot of people, and they have stepped up. They've made some plays, made some mistakes too, but they've capitalized off of some Idaho mistakes as they have a 3-point lead with 8:03 left in the first half.
Joshua Wood back out there for Idaho at quarterback. After the interception on the first play from scrimmage, he's been very good. With this completion, he's now 7 of 9. And Emerson Cortez Menjivar continues to rack up the receptions. That's now his 5th catch, and he's nearing 100 yards.
It's his 5th catch, and 4 of them are on the quick out in that same coverage, which St. Thomas has definitely said, listen, we'll give you that. You're not getting behind us.
Nice play in space as that one is swatted down by Mitchell Scares, getting the hands to it on the boundary.
As Idaho's offense travels through this first half, it still looks like maybe trying to get a little bit of an identity early in the season, trying to figure out, they know they can run the football. Can they get more involved in the pass game? And I give credit to this St. Thomas defense. They are hanging tough right now.
All of a sudden, it's a 3rd down, 3rd and 4. Vandals in their own territory. Clean pocket, Wood out to the boundary once again, and they are just abusing that quick out route. Jesiaro on the catch and moves the chains.
Well, I give Idaho's coaching staff credit because they see it and they're just saying, listen, we're going to take that until you stop it. And it's almost like a long handoff at this point. Just a nice little 5-6 yard out, little timing route. Seen some nice balls today to that out route.
Mark Williams in the backfield. He'll take the handoff here, rumbles forward. The sophomore was meaning to mention earlier when we saw more of him as a redshirt freshman. He did see a lot of the field. He had 66 carries for 370 yards last season for the Vandals and 2 touchdowns. And Coach, you get a young player like that, some experience, all of a sudden they don't exactly look like a sophomore out there running the football.
No, they don't. And, you know, in today's college football world, when you can keep those young guys that help you for extended years, it's a big deal.
2nd down. Another give. Williams keeping the legs moving, short of the 1st down. It'll be 3rd and 1 right near midfield.
Well, and I think this is what Idaho has to be. I think they're a quick game in the passing game. Use your athletic quarterback in the run game, and really depend on that offensive line up front to move the sticks. You know, it's a little bit of Big Sky football right now, and that's what they have to get adjusted to and just decide that that's what they're going to be.
Williams remains in the game, gets the handoff again, and he's got the 1st down right to the 49-yard line, and Idaho continues this drive as the seconds tick away here in the first half, under 6 minutes to go.
Oh, and they got the ball with 8:03 left. You think, hey, they score, maybe get a stop, score again. But this ground and pound, we're already under 6 minutes. You kind of wonder if they're going to continue to do this and maybe get down and get some points and not give St. Thomas enough time to retaliate on offense.
Nate Thomas out on the field. Vandal running back, we didn't know if we would see him today. He missed the game at Washington State. Play action here, out on the PA pass for a good pickup of about 5 is Joshua Wood again, just getting these short completions. And that one caught by Nolan McWilliams for the gain.
When you're a good run team, and Idaho is, you have to utilize the play action pass. You get those linebackers to step up, it creates holes in the middle of the field, and you can slip those tight ends to the flat. Got to be able to utilize that stuff, and Idaho, really both teams today, doing a good job with that stuff.
Nate Thomas remains in the game. He was one of the Vandals' best runners last year. We thought maybe he would be out 1 or 2 more games and see him maybe come conference play, but good to see him out there. Jesiaro, another catch, another first down.
And again, a substitution quick substitution here, but I didn't see Idaho substitutes. I don't think they have to wait. St. Thomas not quite set here.
Here is Nate Thomas stepping through a couple of tackles. Welcome back, number 28, as he's down to the 26.
Yeah, sometimes you just see, I haven't watched a lot of this young man, but sometimes you just see a difference maker once he gets the ball in his hand. Nice cut there. Watch the feet here. Skips out of a tackle. Puts his shoulder down, gets 3 more. Those are the kind of guys you love seeing run the football.
Last year, Nate carried the ball over 100 times for Idaho, racked off 543 yards, scored 5 times on the ground. Add him in the running back room with Eli Cummings and Art Williams, and the Vandals have a dangerous ground attack. He remains in the game. Joshua Wood sets up the pass this time. He's going for the end zone. Tony Harsty just shy of it, but a catch and down inside the 5. Harsty's first catch today.
Well, and here's what I love about that throw is we're going to get another look at it. The ball is to the outside shoulder. It's away from the defender. Watch this ball. He knows his receiver's going to adjust. He's not going to give that safety any time or ability to get over and make a play on that ball. Great adjustment there. Really nice football down to the 4-yard line.
Thomas still in the game. Now Jake Cox joins him in the backfield with Joshua Wood. Fake. Floats it out. One-handed grab. Touchdown, Idaho. Jake Cox grabbed that tater right out of the air and scored it.
Well, that's an outstanding catch. Nice touch on the throw. He had a couple different options there. Really nice design play. And again, motion, play action. The ability to run the football makes you so dangerous down inside the red zone with what you can do with an offense.
Not to rain on the parade, but the Idaho Vandals have hurt themselves once again with a penalty. They're going to get flagged for excessive celebration here, which will be enforced on the kickoff.
There's no foul after the play.
Excuse me. No, I will not say Jim Crowley.
Well,
my mistake.
Austin, I think the students down here agree.
Yeah,
I think they're all on the same page on this one.
Now here we go. Interesting look here as it's Rocco Koch in the game.
Oh, this is called muddle huddle.
Yeah, a little bit of
they're going to read. They're going to read how many defenders are over the swinging gate. And if they don't like the numbers, they'll bring them back in and they'll kick it.
Yeah, Cameron Pope is out there, and now we see Rocco Koch.
And the unique thing about this is the center's actually eligible on this play until they bring him back in, and now it goes back to normal.
So Pope getting ready to try the extra point. It's on the way and good. 17-13. These teams trading haymakers here in the first half.
Boy, I really like this kicker, Pope. I love the way the ball comes off his foot. He's accurate, has nice form, great timing. Over the years, seen so many weapons for the Vandals at kicker and punter. Special teams always being good here. I think they found another one here out of Wenatchee.
Got a little hot potato celebration.
I think they said, listen, potato's kind of our thing now.
Right, they're leaning in.
Mr. Crowley, you need to let us do this thing now.
We're leaning into it. I want to let you know that college football on SWX is sponsored in part by Pella Windows, your local windows and doors experts who help you make life brighter.
I love it. Just let the kids celebrate. As long as it's not in the face.
Directed at somebody, exactly.
As long as it's not taunting. You got to, the NFL's finally given up, you know, finding these guys, or let the guys celebrate, let these young men celebrate. They're working 40 hours a week watching film. Coaches are working 80 hours a week. Scoring touchdowns is a big deal. St. Thomas will have an opportunity to do the same thing when they score. Let these young men have a good time.
And Coach, I think one of the reasons that you saw that kind of celebration is these guys know that Jake Cox is a player who missed all of last season with an injury. Comes back out, sticks around the team, gets back out on the field, is usually used as primarily a blocking tight end, but able to make the catch that time for the touchdown. Got to feel good for number 33.
Oh yeah, and I'll tell you, going into my next year being my 29th year of coaching, I will tell you, I've never experienced a tighter family in athletics than a football locker room. And I know he was excited to score, but my guess is, like you said, Austin, the young men around him were just as excited to see success out of him and what he brought to the table today for his football team.
Vandals getting ready to kick it away. Owen Adams back out there for the boot. Eli Paulson and Jashawn Todd deep for St. Thomas. They'll have time here, 3 minutes and 3 seconds remaining in the first half. As we're still waiting for the signal to get back underway. Multiple lead changes in the first half. Hard to ask for more than what we've seen in the Kibbie Dome to start things out. We're still waiting here as looks like finally we'll be able to go. And yes, Jim Crowley does blow the whistle. We're back to the action here, and the boot deep over the head of all the returners. Owen Adams just punches that one through the end zone, so it'll be the 25-yard line where St. Thomas will start this drive. And Coach, we've seen them really be able to move the ball at will.
Yeah, again, I'm so impressed with their offense. They do a lot of different things. You know, they're very multi-dimensional. A lot of motion. You know, again, these are non-scholarship athletes. They're academic scholarship guys. You know, these are kids that have to. You know, St. Thomas, not an easy school to get into. Pioneer Conference, not easy schools to get into. These are kids that are very cerebral, and they're doing a good job running this offense.
A little bit of a misdirection there as Todd comes through with a good gain on the first play of this drive for the Tommies, I should say.
Yeah, and his helmet comes off, so by rule, he'll have to come off for one play. High school and college rule, so he comes off. And again, more substitution by this team as they continue to go no huddle, but they're not in a hurry. They understand, hey, let's burn some clock here.
They also get the second half kickoff. 2:45 to go in the first half. Joseph Cook in the backfield with Peters. Peters is going to follow him as a lead blocker. He's got a first down and will be taken down at about the 38.
Well, and we talked at break about them going for two after their last score. Right now, down 4 instead of 3. If they would have just kicked the extra point, everybody needs to watch and see how that, maybe that affects his football game. As I think this game will continue to stay close.
Clock ticking down towards 2 minutes. Reminder, we will have a 2-minute timeout as well. So essentially an extra timeout for the Tommies in this context. Peters, stutter steps, hit hard, ball's out. Vandals have it. At least it appears they do. Vandal football. A huge turnover. Will Cornelson comes out of the bottom of the pile, and now Idaho with a chance to make it a 2-score game before the half.
Welcome to the greatest show on earth. Oh, yes, sir. The ball is already rolling now for this new season.
College football on SWX is presented by Inland Power and Light Company, powering our communities since 1937. Earlier in the game, we told you that Idaho linebacker Isaiah King was one of our impact players. This is why. He pops it out. Will Cornelson falls on it, and Idaho coach now in business to potentially go up 2 scores before the end of the half.
Yeah, Isaiah comes from his outside linebacker position. He does a good job there. I think, 2 mistakes St. Thomas made in this football game. Obviously the 2-point conversion. I think they maybe went a little too vanilla on that drive with a couple quarterback runs. Idaho's got to take advantage of that right now.
They're trying to bring the pressure. Wood trying to go over the top. It is incomplete. Tested it down the sideline. It's just an incomplete pass. Still 1 minute and 50 seconds. Idaho also with 2 timeouts remaining to use here.
Yeah, he's got to be very careful throwing that ball into deep safety coverage. Can't make a mistake here. You can go in with the lead of 4, but you don't want to give the ball back at all to St. Thomas. Give them an opportunity to at least kick a field goal.
So 2nd and 10. Clock stopped at 1:50. Handoff. Cutting up the middle is Art Williams. A nice pickup to the 35. We'll see if Coach Thomas Ford Jr. wants to use one of his timeouts here or let a little more time tick off.
Well, this running back room, off the top of my head, I apologize to people out there. I don't know the name of the running back coach. I've got to think Coach Ford's involved a little bit, being a former running back himself. But, boy, so impressed with how well these guys are coached. Boy, they see the defense, they cut it back, all of them. They've got 3 or 4 guys that they feel comfortable putting on the field. That's an outstanding opportunity for any offense.
Yeah, former NFLer Lance Dunbar in that running back room. Pressure. Wood gets it out and got the first down, and it looks like it's Jesiaro once again. Idaho moving the chains and looks smart now that they didn't use that timeout. They still got more than 1 minute to go, and those 2 timeouts in the back pocket.
Well, a lot of times fans they look at the clock and it gets under a minute down here and they get worried. You have to remember that Idaho still has 2 timeouts. You catch the ball, get out of bounds, you stop the clock. You want to try to score here with as little time left on the clock as possible so that St. Thomas can't retaliate before the halftime.
Down to under 40 seconds now by the time of this next snap. Wood sets up, throws over the middle. Really the first time we've seen the middle of the formation tested. That's a gain of 8, and Coach Thomas Ford Jr. calls a timeout. Tony Harsty on the reception that time.
That's a great opportunity there to take a timeout. 31 seconds. If you try to rush a play, you're probably down to 22 seconds. Great timeout there. You've still got another one.
And with how much they've been testing that outside, there's a good chance if Idaho completes a pass, you're right near the sideline to step out of bounds.
You're right near the sideline. You tell those guys, right now in that huddle, that receiver coach and running back coach, reminding those guys, catch the ball, get out of bounds. We will give up yardage for time. We can always gain yardage in the air with the throw. We can't get the time back. Make sure you're smart and do what you're told to do.
Joshua Wood has been excellent. Remember, he threw an interception on his first pass of the game, but even with that factored in, he's 14 of 18, 157 yards and a touchdown. He's been great. Second and 3, 31 seconds remaining. It's Art Williams in the backfield with Wood. Fake handoff. Wood sets up. Pocket collapsing, trying to escape. Spins back into the teeth of the defense. Now will throw it towards the sideline and out of bounds. 23 seconds remaining.
That's a good job to get rid of it. Maybe get rid of it a little sooner, but one of his receivers up top fell down. Play kind of fell apart. It was a nice call into cover 2. They had a couple seam routes to one side, but just didn't have the time to come back to that side. Still plenty of time here with 23 seconds. 3rd down. Got to get the first down. Definitely 2-down territory, although you could, I would expect them to maybe attempt a field goal. Pope inside the 20, I think, would be pretty automatic at this point.
Yeah, you hit a 50-yarder last year. You're within the range for Cameron Pope. Vandals for the end zone. Open man! Caught! Touchdown, Idaho! It's Tony Harsty.
Well, we've got a flag, but I think it's going to be a low hit on the quarterback. I think this is going to stand with a low hit. Looked like they came in around the knees. St. Thomas pointing at Idaho, but I think they're wrong.
Joshua Wood has his arms raised in the air. I think he's already heard what the referees were talking about. And Coach, I think you're correct. Here's Jim Crowley.
Result of the play is a touchdown. Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 16. Penalty will be enforced on the try. The try will be for 1.5.
And again, this isn't late, I don't think, but this is low. And again, player safety, especially the quarterback. The quarterback, rightfully so, is going to get the benefit of the doubt. When you come in low, they're going to call it every time, and they should call it every time.
So now they'll move this half the distance to the goal. Do you think Idaho comes out and goes for 2, Coach?
Well, 12 is different now. You're up 10. 12 gives you the opportunity to be up 2 scores.
Yeah, looks like they're
touchdowns.
going for it, and they got Rocco Koch along with Hayden Kinchelow. This is their bruiser backfield. And we've got a timeout taken by St. Thomas with 16 seconds remaining. They want to make sure that this is all square on their end, trying to keep this game as close as they can. They will have possession to start the second half. But Coach, you talk about this Idaho defense and timely turnovers. Remember last week, the defensive front caused a fumble. Donovan Parham knocking the ball loose from WSU. Vandals were able to turn that into a game-tying field goal. Then in this game, you have Isaiah King knocking that ball out. Vandals are able to go down and score, have a 2-possession lead at halftime.
Yeah, there's just been some mistakes that St. Thomas has made. It's funny, this game of football, it doesn't have to be a lot of mistakes because they certainly haven't. But there's been 2 or 3, I think, have been the difference. And then the ability of Idaho to take advantage and create points off those mistakes is why Idaho has a 10-point lead right now.
A 21-yard touchdown officially. Tony Harsty, the one who hauls it in. And that is his first career touchdown. So congratulations to Tony Harsty. Out of the timeout, the Vandals keep the same formation out there with Rocco Koch at quarterback and Hayden Kinchelow on his left hip. Kinchelow, 5'10", 235 pounds. They'll hand it to him. Kinchelow straight ahead, and
he didn't get
waiting
it
for the signal.
He's
short. So St. Thomas also comes back with a denial of a 2-point try. It'll remain a 10-point game.
They want to see a replay here.
Still a long conversation.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt.
And
well,
I don't think you're going to be able to see
you're not going to see the
mass
ball.
of bodies.
Yeah, I think it's a good call by the officials.
So the Vandals go for 2. They don't get it, but they still hold a 10-point lead. Remember, this game really started as close to disaster as you could have for them. A deep pass intercepted. St. Thomas drove down and had a chance to get on the board first, but missed a short field goal. Since then, these two teams have been trading punches and trading leads. This is the first 2-possession lead that anyone has had in this game.
Well, and you saw the official there on TV tell Coach Ford, listen, I don't know if he got over or not, but there's no angle that we're going to get that's going to overturn this call. And as a coach, you hate to hear that, but you just kind of have to move on. St. Thomas found a way. They went for 2 earlier, and I said it might cost them. Well, that's a big stop for them there. Getting the ball out in the second half. Still 16 seconds here. Need really good coverage here by Idaho. Get down and make a tackle.
Get another look at it. This is probably going to be one of the best angles we have. But you just can't tell once everyone disappears in the middle there if Hayden Kinchelow got the nose of that ball across. Great job by the Tommies up front. Here's Owen Adams to kick it off, and he's going to boot this one deep. Looks like it's going to go through the end zone. So St. Thomas will have a chance from the 25. They do have 1 timeout remaining if they can get a big chunk play and maybe try and get something going. But they do also have the second half kickoff, so that'll factor into the decision making for Glenn Caruso. if he just wants to maybe hand things off here, see if Patrick Bowen, it's looking like, could
I think they're
rip
going to
one
take
off.
a knee.
Looks like they're going to take a knee.
Yeah, and they've got number 3 back as a safety valve. They've got 2 guys protecting Peters. I think this is a smart decision. Oh, you don't want anything to happen with 16 seconds. You've got the ball basically in 16 seconds back.
So that will bring us to the end of the first half, and it was a very fun first half. It's hot here in the Kibbe Dome, and the play is only raising the temperature. 23-13, the Idaho Fightin' Taters will have the lead at the midway point of this game. We will take a break and come back and bring you all your halftime coverage as we recap how we got here. A 23-13 advantage for the home team.
How about Totally Obsessed? We created a cocktail that requires 7 unique ingredients. The most important one? 1800 tequila. Just as obsessed with taste and quality as we are. The world's most awarded tequila, proudly poured at the world's best bar.
Welcome to the greatest show on earth. It's running riot here. Oh, yes, sir. It is all quite astonishing. Is already rolling now for this new season.
Welcome to Halftime on SWX, brought to you by Community Colleges of Spokane, an education designed with life in mind. Welcome you back here to the Kibbe Dome, everybody, joined by the coach Adam Shackelford. I'm Austin Getz. Coach, you talk about this game. Vandals did not get off to a good start, especially offensively, throwing an interception on their first play. Since then, though, they've been pretty great.
Yeah, offensively, I like the production. I love the run game, and I'll tell you, they have scored points off St. Thomas mistakes, which is what you have to do. Really a fascinating football game so far, I think. St. Thomas really playing well outside of a couple mistakes, big mistakes in this football game. And Idaho, with a 10-point lead at home, they've got to come out and get a stop on this first St. Thomas drive.
Let's take a look, I should say, at some of the highlights from the first half. The first touchdown was Rocco Cope. Not sure how many people had that on their bingo card, but he was able to get in. And since then, it's been Jake Cox with a touchdown, Tony Harsty with a touchdown. And Coach, how good has Joshua Wood been? He's been so effective in that passing, just completely forgetting that first interception.
Yeah, he could buy himself time with his feet. He throws a really nice catchable football, and he throws it to the areas where his receivers can make adjustments away from defenders. I've been very impressed. Again, outside that first play, which I'm sure he was told, if you think it's there, take a shot, right? Well, he's got to be a little smarter than that, but really has bounced back very well.
They're celebrating 50 years of football here in the Kibbe Dome. We'll continue to celebrate it with them as well. Take a break and come back. More of your halftime coverage coming up here on SWX.
Welcome to the greatest show on earth. Oh, yes, sir. The ball is already rolling now for this new season.
Time to take another look at tonight's keys to the game, brought to you by Northern Quest Resort and Casino. Don't miss the ultimate sports experience at Northern Quest with Game Day Grub at Epic Sports Bar. Northern Quest, yes, the best. Coach, how do you think each team is faring so far?
Well, let's start with Idaho this time. Start fast at home. Obviously they had the turnover first play, but I think they've done a pretty good job. Certainly have established the run. They're starting to take over the line of scrimmage. I'm not sure either team is winning that right now, but certainly take it over. They've got to improve their third down conversion. Penalties have really hurt them on third down. It's something they need to continue to work on. The turnovers tonight have hurt this afternoon hurt St. Thomas, a really big one there before the half. The red zone production has been pretty good, and they've done a pretty good job protecting Andy Peters today. He just can't put the ball on the turf.
Those are our Northern Quest keys to the game. We'll take a break and come back with some more halftime coverage before we kick off the second half here at the Kibbie Dome in Moscow.
Welcome to the greatest show on earth. Kylian Mbappe is running riot here. Oh, yes, sir. It is all quite astonishing. Is already rolling now for this new season.
Tonight's coverage of college football on SWX brought to you in part by Northern Quest Resort and Casino. Don't miss the ultimate sports experience at Northern Quest with Game Day Grub at Epic Sports Bar. Northern Quest, yes, the best. The teams are starting to emerge from their locker room, so we'll get the second half underway in just a moment. A 23-13 lead for the Idaho Fightin' Taters over the visiting Tommies of St. Thomas. And as we head to break, want to let you know that Halftime on SWX has been brought to you by Community Colleges of Spokane, an education designed with life in mind. One more break and we'll get the second half started. St. Thomas will be receiving as the Vandals hold a 10-point lead here in the Kibbie Dome.
Welcome to the greatest show on earth. Oh, yes, sir. The ball is already rolling now for this new season.
College football on SWX is presented by Inland Power and Light Company, powering our communities since 1937. Team's just about ready to hit the field for the second half, so let's look at some of the first half stats. Austin Getz, Coach Adam Shackelford joining you on the broadcast. Coach, you look at these numbers, is there anything that immediately jumps off the page at you?
Well, I think the 138 rushing yards by St. Thomas, 66 of those by their quarterback, and I think that's something that Idaho's going to have to clean up. 178 yards passing by the Vandals. Again, other than that first drive, really a great half throwing the football. Third down conversions,
How about
Idaho
that?
has certainly
5
improved.
of 6. And not all of those have been 3rd and inches.
No, they scored a touchdown, I believe, on a 3rd and 16, and had another touchdown called back. So, and then penalties. I don't think Idaho's going to be very happy. 2 of those, 15-yarders makes a lot of those. So, not very good there, but things you can fix for both teams.
Absolutely. Last week, Idaho penalized 6 times for 57 yards. So far in this game, they've been penalized 6 times for 59. So definitely something that Coach Thomas Ford Jr. and his team wants to clean up here in the second half. We're ready to go. It'll be St. Thomas receiving after being down 23-13. Let's go inside the coach's mind. Coach, could you give us a look at what these halftime speeches looks like for each of these teams? Let's go first for the Tommies since they'll have the ball first.
Well, I think outside of a couple plays, I think you tell your team, listen, nobody thought we'd be this close. We get the ball coming out. We're in striking distance. This game looks a whole lot different if we go down and score a touchdown. And I think for Idaho, listen, we've got a 10-point lead. We need to find a way to continue to run the football. We need to extend on that lead because we don't want to keep this St. Thomas football team within striking distance.
We are ready to go. College football here on SWX. 23-13 as we kick off the second half. Eli Paulson and Jashawn Todd back to return for the Tommies. This will be Todd from a few yards deep, trying his luck. Looking for a seam up the middle, bounces it to the outside. A good return out to the 25. Had to do some work to get back to where a touchback would be from anyways, but he's able to do it.
Yeah, again, getting up in there, fitting in, and running with some patience. You see his mouthpiece flapping off the top of his helmet.
Running the ball has been where the Tommies have had success so far in this game, averaging over 8.5 yards per carry. Now, of course, a couple of real long runs that they've had have inflated those numbers, but even when they are just turning, handing it off up the middle, they're getting good chunks. Andy Peters, the Boise native, back out there after a very productive first half. Joseph Cook with him in the backfield. Handoff, but dropped right in the backfield. Zach Krotzer, the team captain, blows up that play for a tackle for loss.
Yeah, the redshirt senior, first time we've called his name today. Watching Idaho games in the past, kind of the heartbeat of that defense. A lot of emotion, plays with a lot of toughness, a lot of hustle. You know, I know they hate to hear it, but maybe not the most gifted guy on that offensive line, but he certainly makes it up with his effort, his hustle, and his demeanor.
Credited for just 1 tackle against WSU, so you know that had to feel good. Peters holding on to the ball, now will step up through the pocket. Good coverage downfield, but it might not matter as Peters runs for a first down. Nice play by Andy Peters as he chunks his way towards 100 yards rushing.
And he got a great block by tight end Patrick Wagner, 6'4", 250-pound senior. Knocks his defender across from him. You'll see it as he scrambles to the ground, allowing Peters to pick up the first down right there. We get a nice block by 73. Wagner also gets a nice block.
So now a fresh set of downs, the ball to the 36-yard line. Throws over the middle, got Quentin Cobb Butler wide open for another big gain. He has been his best receiving target in this game so far.
Yeah, that time Jashawn Todd with the clear out route. He's just going to run a vertical, and they're going to bring Quentin Cobb Butler back on a dig route across the middle in that zone. The clear out gets the safety out of there. The linebackers don't drop deep enough because of the play action. And that opens up a nice hole in the middle there. Nice throw. Great job by Cobb Butler to find the hole in the zone.
He had one of the 2 touchdowns for the Tommies back in the first half. St. Thomas now into Idaho territory. Turn in the give. That play was never going anywhere as it looked like maybe some miscommunication between Peters and his running back. The Vandals gang tackle in the backfield for another loss of 1.
I think that play was designed to stay front side. I think they were kicking out the backside end to try to clear some space. Well, you see if he keeps it front side, he's got something there possibly. Good job by the Idaho defensive ends to squeeze that. Nice job by this defense.
Matthias McLean with a big stop there. 2nd and 11. Peters flips it out. Nice play design, and he's got an open man. It's Cook with another big gain. This down inside the Vandal 20.
Such a nice designed offense. I've been around a lot of college coaches over the year. Used to coach college football myself. And the guys that can get creative. I know we talk about Ben Johnson, the NFL, the new Bears coach. Guys that can get creative, sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes your players can't handle the scheme. Not only is this creative, it's taught well. And you could see these players taking ownership in what's taught to them. Very impressive.
Inside the Idaho red zone, Peters looking for a design quarterback run up the middle. He's tripped up right near the line of scrimmage by McLean, falls forward for a gain of 2, but Matthias McLean starting to impose his will down there on the defensive line.
You know, as coaches, everything looks good on paper or on the whiteboard, right? Instead, you go out to practice, and you got to be willing to cut things out that just don't work, you just don't like, and you find maybe, you know, you've got 10 ideas, and if 2 of them stick, that's great. You utilize them, and then you build off of that. And that's obviously what this St. Thomas offense has done.
Patrick Bowen Jr. now back in the game at running back. Play action floated over the middle, intercepted! Hayden John! No, it's incomplete.
Well, I think Mariano Berdino, the last second, may have knocked it back out of his hands.
Boy, I thought he had that.
Dangerous pass, thrown into deep coverage. You got to throw that ball a little bit behind your tight end, a little bit more on line. But I think Mariano Berdino got a hand on that at the end.
Great play by the offensive player playing defense. So now a 3rd and 9. Peters floats it out, caught. And wrapping up with a tackle there was Deuce Blendman, short of the line to gain. So another decision coming up for St. Thomas.
Yeah, they're going. I don't think this is going to take very long to decide. You're on the road. You're down 10. 5 years ago, you were a Division III program. Idaho was an FBS program. They're kind of meeting in the middle here, Austin. It's kind of an interesting story that we haven't talked about. You're on the road here. Just go for it. Here they sprint the line again in that tush-push look.
Turn, hands, Bowen hit at the line. He didn't get there. And the Vandal defense will take over. A turnover on downs.
Nice job by that Vandal front. They give a tush-push look, and then they hand it. I kind of like maybe trying to go more outside with that, or just get in your regular formation.
I'll tell you this, Coach. What a play there by Dylan Lane.
Yes.
This Idaho team last year lived on goal line stands and 4th down stops here in the Kibbe Dome. Obviously different coaching staff and some new faces on that defense. But the DNA of that tough defense, bend, don't break, and make stops when you can, lives on. What a stop. So the Idaho offense, who got off to a rough start but then had a lot of success, especially in that second quarter, will take over deep in their own end. A loss of 1 here as Art Williams is gang tackled by that St. Thomas front.
What Idaho coaches would love to see here. Obviously, there's nothing wrong with a fast strike, big play touchdown. But maybe a 7 or 8 minute drive with a touchdown at the end, where they just kind of demoralize one play at a time this St. Thomas team and try to get to a 17-point lead and maybe put a little doubt in the minds of these young men from Minnesota about coming back.
Caden Nelson putting together a really nice game for St. Thomas, had the tackle there. Joshua Wood, a little flare out to the right. This is Art Williams looking for a lane, and a flag down behind the play. This is coming back.
It's a holding call. I actually don't like this call. I think he was still pushing forward. There's a little grab of the jersey, but I think his hands were inside.
Penalties half the distance.
Anytime the defensive back falls backwards, I think it's tough to call holding, but it's right in front of that guy on the St. Thomas sideline. He had to make a decision.
Nolan McWilliams whistled for it. You'll get a look here as he was one of the blockers set up in this little screen.
You see the
look.
receiver waiting here, right there against number 2. His hands are inside. I think that's a really nice block. You know, I think number 2 may have given up looking for the holding call. I don't think you reward a young man for that.
So it backs him up to now a 2nd and 15, and they're standing in the shadow of their own end zone. This time they'll just go straight ahead to Williams for a gain of a yard or 2. But it's looking like, unless the Vandals pick something up here, we could see LJ Harm for the first time today, the Idaho punter, and he, unless the Vandals get a good chunk here, might be punting out of his own end zone.
Yeah, it's right now, look for maybe a screen, something to get 6 or 7 yards, just to give it room. You don't want to snap the football from the 6-yard line.
3rd down, St. Thomas trying to get the ball back with good field position after not being able to pick it up on 4th down. Wood out to Williams again. Art Williams cuts up the field looking for the 1st down marker, can't quite get there. And still a healthy 3 yards short, so you'll see the Vandal punt team likely for the first time today.
Yeah, here they come on the field. You know, St. Thomas is gonna bring their punt returner, kick returner, Jashawn Todd. He's gonna probably put his heels at about the 42-yard line.
LJ Harm comes out for the Vandals. He was excellent against WSU. 5 punts, all 5 of them downed inside the 20. 3 of those punts downed inside the 10. Obviously not going to be in the situation to do that here.
I was watching at halftime a little bit too, Austin. He turns that ball over well as well. He can really kick it.
Great pickup by his blockers. This punt will land right around the 50 and take a sideways bounce, go out at the 50-yard line. That's where St. Thomas will take over. Under 8 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, still a 10-point lead for the Vandals.
How about Totally Obsessed? We created a cocktail that requires 7 unique ingredients. The most important one? 1800 tequila. Just as obsessed with taste and quality as we are. The world's most awarded tequila, proudly poured at the world's best bar.
Welcome to the greatest show on earth. Kenny Eversley is running riot here. Oh, yes, sir. It is all quite astonishing. Is already rolling now for this new season.
College football on SWX is presented in part by your local McDonald's restaurants, proud sponsors of the McDonald's Team of the Week, featured every Friday night at 11:15 on nonstop local KHQ's SWX Overtime. Had our first SWX Overtime show last night with high school highlights to be found. If you missed it, head to our website, swxlocalsports.com. We'll have the breakdown there for you. Fightin' Taters holding a 10-point lead here with 7 minutes, 49 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Austin Getz, the coach, Adam Shackelford joining you. Coach, St. Thomas comes out. We're able to move the ball last time, but just denied on that 4th down attempt. And an incomplete pass here, but a late flag coming in.
Yeah, I think they're going to call it collision downfield after 5 yards. I think this is going to move the sticks here a little bit for
pass interference. Defense number 10. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
Any bump down after 5 yards, that back judge is looking right at it. You see there, he kind of bumps him, grabs him.
Yeah, I think that's a good
You got to
call.
call that. And it's tough, especially when you got a big body like Patrick Wagner coming at you at 6'4", 250, excuse me. That's a big body to contain there in the middle of the field. We've already seen these big tight ends hurt Idaho in the seams in the middle of the field in this football game.
Penalty aided first down as St. Thomas now in Idaho territory. Play action, Peters sets up, pressure coming, gets away from one Vandal, throws over the middle, finds his man for a good gain inside the Idaho 30.
Well, another thing these tight ends do well is when things break down, they do a great job of finding the hole, getting in the quarterback's vision. You see here, Wagner comes across on a dig route. He's going to slide back into the hole. He runs back with Peters on a lateral direction and gets back in his vision. Just a great job. You don't really coach that. That's just something a kid either can or can't do.
Was a second-team All-Pioneer League player last year. Caught a touchdown last week. Backside action throw for the end zone. Broken up. Deuce Blenman in coverage down there. No flags.
Boy, he had Patrick Bowen Jr., his running back, wide open in the flat. Probably walks in. Don't be in a situation when you're down 10 points early in the game where you still feel like you got to make the big play. I'm sure his coaches tell him, listen, we need to make the right play.
Be second down and 10. You've got Todd and Bowen in the backfield with Peters here. Now motion out, play action, throws deep, near the sideline, incomplete.
Well, and you wonder here now on third down, you start thinking, are we in field goal range? Understanding that a short one was missed earlier, but also was stopped on fourth down. So it'll be interesting to see in this chess match if this is considered 4-down territory, or they're going to be content trying to get what they can here and attempt maybe the 30 or so yard field goal if they can get some yards.
Play clock down to 10. Tommy's still moving around at the line of scrimmage. Peters getting them all set up. 5 on the play clock. Play action once again. Goes for the sideline and a caught there by Quentin Cobb-Butler. He's been busy. He's got a first down, but hold on. There is a flag in the backfield.
I'm not sure that the Tommies were set for a second before that ball was snapped. Why have an illegal shift?
An eligible man downfield, offense number 71. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
That'll be interesting to see.
They got Aiden Horrell, the right tackle, and that'll erase the big gain, the first down, and now put you in 3rd and 15. See a look, watch the left side of your screen to see 71 going downfield. Yeah, he looks to be just headed down the field.
Yeah, I wonder if it was a run-pass option or maybe a play action with a run call attached to it, and he didn't hear the alert to the play action, and he's downfield for sure.
3rd and 15. Peters with pressure all over him, throws, and this one is caught, incomplete, out of bounds. Hayden John just not quite able to get it in. That's now 2 times today that he's almost had an interception. This one was out of bounds. The first one was incomplete.
Now they're going to attempt a 42-yard field goal.
This is a deep
49-yard field goal.
Once again, they send out the man that's listed on the roster as the punter, Elliot Hitter, but we've seen him attempt field goals of this distance for them before. He missed from 53 in week 1. This to bring it back to a 1-score game. Hitter. That does not look like it has the distance. It does not. And that is no good. The Vandals once again able to put up a 0. We'll come back as they take over and try to take control.
Welcome to the greatest show on earth. Oh, yes, sir! The ball is already rolling now for this new season.
Today's presentation of college football on SWX is brought to you in part by Granite Concepts. Get your dream kitchen, bathroom, or outdoor barbecue started at GraniteConceptsNW.com. Granite Concepts, beauty set in stone. And by Clearwater River Casino in Lewiston. Play, stay, get away. We are back here at the Kibbe Dome. The Idaho Vandals holding on to a 10-point lead with 6.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Austin Getz, the coach, Adam Shackelford joining you. Coach, it feels like if Idaho gets a score here, especially if it's a touchdown, not going to write off the Tommies yet, but they could really take a good grip of this game.
Well, I certainly agree here. And here's the pull for the first time by the quarterback.
Joshua Wood with plenty of room to run over the 50 and down to the 40. Joshua Wood, coach, you were calling it all game, waiting for him to pull the string. There he pulled it.
Yeah, really nice decision. And I think there's a couple times earlier where he thought maybe I should have pulled it. Even a couple times he kind of looked upset at himself as they go hurry up here.
And they hand it off this time. Straight ahead is Nate Thomas. Again, not seeing a lot of Nate Thomas in this game, but we are seeing him on the field, and that should make Vandal fans very happy. We didn't know if we would see 28 today.
What a luxury when you don't have 28 and you have three other guys that you trust to do the job. And again, keeping guys fresh. We talked about how hot it is in this building today. Being able to keep guys fresh at that position, really a great deal and an advantage for Idaho.
Under 5.5 minutes to go in the third. Vandals now slowing the pace a little bit. Play clock inside 10 seconds. Wood, well protected, now steps up, and right as I say that, he's going to be dropped for a sack.
Well, he was looking, and I'll tell you, he wanted number 4, Tony Harst, on the corner route, and Tony just looked like he got his foot stuck in the turf. He falls down. He had the corner route wide open. You can see him waiting on it right here. He falls down, and that's the only place he looks, the only place he really has time to look.
Nash Ticky coming through with the sack there, and that puts the Vandals all of a sudden into third and long, as it's St. Thomas trying to get off the field. 5 on the play clock. Vandals got to hurry. They'll hand it off to Art Williams, and he's just going to fall down right at the line of scrimmage. Not sure if he was just giving himself up there or just lost the feet under him. But it's going to see the second time we see the Vandal punt unit come out. And this is more a situation where LJ Harm becomes so dangerous. Just ask the Washington State Cougars.
Well, and we're seeing more slipping here in the second half, and you wonder if this This humidity in here is causing that turf to get a little slick. Seen some slips by both teams on some routes, on some cutbacks.
Here's Harm. First punt was 33 yards out of his own end zone. And I believe the Vandals may have just taken an intentional delay of game, unless they got the timeout first.
Offense, 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Well, this game, you know, watching it this second half, I think if you asked a lot of people, they'd say, well, Idaho definitely has the momentum, but I'm not sure St. Thomas is really upset where they're at right now. I think they started down 10. They're still down 10. They're going to get the football here with 3:48 left in the third quarter. They've had some opportunities and blown some opportunities, but there's really no harm done. They're one play away from being back within one score.
Absolutely, can't write them off yet. They've been able to move the football in the second half. It just hasn't led to points. One time a turnover on downs, the other a missed field goal. Low snap, bounces to Harm, and he's dropped immediately, and just like that, St. Thomas has their spark. Mason Richter, the first one there. Bad snap, and Harm never had a chance to get it off.
Yeah, really great punt right there before the delay of game, but here, not his fault, just a bad snap. Really a good job by holding on to it. If that ball pops loose, there's 3 guys that can scoop and score. This game really changes that point. But I think we're to the point now with 3:43 left in the third quarter. This is a must points on the board of some kind by St. Thomas. Give the ball back to Idaho again. They're going to be able to run some clock, you would think. There's got to be a little bit of a, no hesitation here and try to get it in the end zone.
First time we've seen this formation from St. Thomas today. They'll turn and hand it off to Cook, who goes up through the middle of that Idaho defense, I should say, for a first down.
Well, we haven't seen Cook a lot, but remember, he had a nice big run on the first drive of the game of about 65 yards. They're another nice one. They utilize him at the right times.
Now all of a sudden into the Vandal red zone. St. Thomas, of course, not out of this one yet. Turn and the give. Not as productive this time. Does fall forward for positive yardage.
Here you get 2nd and 9. This is a play action time for these St. Thomas Tommies. They like using the tight ends in these kind of situations. See if they can free somebody up over the middle of the field, as Idaho's been playing a lot of zone tonight.
Under center goes Peters. Turn, handoff. And it's Cook once again, another gain of about 5. That'll bring up a third down and about 4 yards.
I think it's got to be creeping in the mind of St. Thomas coaching staff that this has got to be 4-down territory. I think you demoralize your football team by missing another field goal. You make a decision, do I put it on the foot of my kicker or do I put it in the arm and the mind of Peters? I don't think there's any doubt what you do here. Try to get as much as you can here on 3rd down. You figure out how to get a first down on 4th.
Back under center he goes. Turn, pitch, Cook looking for a lane, dropped right at the line of scrimmage, and now a penalty late.
Yeah, we're gonna have a hold on 73 here.
Holding, offense number 73. 10-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
That's the center, Caleb Rector. So a 10-yard penalty will back St. Thomas up, but give them another chance.
There you can see he takes over the double team there, and again, I don't see the hold.
Wonder if there was any thought there for Coach Thomas Ford to decline that penalty and leave it in as 4th and short. Question for another day. Meanwhile, it's 3rd and long. Peters drops back, floats it out. Just a bit high, his receiver lost his footing, and it's incomplete, and now you do have to try the field goal.
Well,
and
it's the
this will
same
be
spot.
45 yards.
Yeah, same spot is short. Honestly, it's got to creep in your mind now too as a coach. Maybe I just pooch this down inside the 5 and try to play defense again and try to keep the field position.
It is Elliott Hitter once again from 45. Play clock down to 5. Kick on the way. This one looks to be good. It is. So the Tommies do bring it back to a one-possession game, 23-16, late in the third quarter here in Moscow.
Welcome to the greatest show on earth. Is running riot here. Oh, yes, sir. It is all quite astonishing.
Is already rolling now for this new season.
College football on SWX is brought to you in part by Top Dog Plumbing and Drain. Locally owned and operated, our pledge is to bring you unmatched service and expertise for your home or business. Don't settle for a good dog. Go for the top dog.
Austin, you and I talked about it at halftime. Love having a band at a college football game. And Idaho, I'm telling you, y'all have a very good one. I've seen a lot of college football, been in a lot of stadiums. This band continues to keep this crowd in this football game, and they do what they do with a lot of energy.
Love the Vandal Marching Band, always keeping the folks entertained here, as does the football. 23-16 after the successful St. Thomas field goal. Tommy's about to kick it away to the Vandals here late in the third quarter. And this boot headed angled towards Zach Wustig, who will take it and look for space, and he's got a little bit of it, but a near touchdown saving tackle. Tripped up by Will Seymour, but a penalty.
Yeah, you're going to get a late flag called from the farthest official from the scene of the crime here, which is interesting. It was thrown all the way from the other sideline.
During the return, holding number 6 of the return team. 10-yard penalty for the spot of the foul. First down.
Boy, we have had a lot of penalties. That is now 10 on Idaho, 6 also on St. Thomas, as our white hat Jim Crowley has had a very busy day on the microphone. So it wipes out some of that return. The Vandals will start with it on their own 18-yard line, as they're looking for their first scoring drive of the second half. Went into the locker room with a 23-13 lead. Since then, just 3 points in the third quarter coming off the boot. for the Tommies. Here's a handoff. Art Williams trying to start off the drive with a good note, but just as he gets up to the middle of the field, another penalty flag behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, I'll tell you, Coach Ford is going to get very frustrated, and I understand why. I've been fined a lot of money over the years for talking about officials. I could probably do it here, and no one could take my money, but I'll tell you, I think Coach Ford's going to have a long conversation. You see the frustration. It's tough. The 5 and 15-yard penalties, you just can't deal with, as a coach drives you crazy. But there's holding on every play. Sometimes these officials, you can't mess up the groove of the game, the flow of this football game.
Now 11 penalties on Idaho in this game. It backs up the Vandals to 1st and 19. Here's a handoff. Williams trying to get some of that yardage back. He's back up to the 15-yard line, where it'll be 2nd and long.
Oh, now you get 2nd and long. Looks like 2nd and 15. St. Thomas can force another punt. You had a bad snap last time. He's making this game very interesting as we have 44 seconds and counting here in the third quarter. Looks like they have to run one more play before the 4th.
Yeah, you wonder if the Vandals are just going to run a play here, and assuming it's a complete pass and not out of bounds, you take the end of the quarter timeout to think of what you're drawing up on 3rd down, or you could pick it up right here. So Nate Thomas back in the game. Joshua Wood gonna go deep, might have a man. Tony Harsty's got it, and he's across midfield. So much for drawing up that 3rd down play. The Vandals will get into St. Thomas territory.
Well, they came back to that play where Tony Harsty, he fell last time. You can see he's looking corner all the way. Last time he trips on the turf. This time he just runs right at the toes of number 8, the safety, and heads to that corner route. Does a great job.
They try to get one more play before the end of the quarter. It's a quick throw out to Harsty, who goes out of bounds after a gain of about 5, and that brings us to the end of the 3rd quarter. 23-16. St. Thomas got the only points of the quarter, but the Vandals in action and moving. 4th quarter coming up from the Kibbie Dome next.
Welcome to the greatest show on earth. Oh, yes, sir.
The ball is already rolling now for this new season.
college football on SWX is sponsored in part by Dr. C Family Dentistry. Complete care for every smile at every stage. 15 minutes to find a winner. The Idaho Fightin' Taters up 23-16 over the St. Thomas Tommies. Austin Getz, the coach Adam Shackelford, joining you. Coach, what does each team have to do in these 15 minutes to come out on top?
Well, I think it's a must-score situation here for Idaho. You know, they got second in here and looks like 4. I don't think they can mess around with this St. Thomas team anymore. I think they got to extend this lead. And I'm not sure a field goal matters. I think they got to put a touchdown on the board here.
After the big gain to Tony Harsty and then a follow-up gain of about 6, it's second and short for Idaho to start the fourth quarter. Joshua Wood in a clean pocket. He's going to rip it deep. He's got a man wide open. Touchdown, Fightin' Taters!
That's a nice ball right there. A lot of people going to get credit for this, but wow, what a pocket. Talk about a clean pocket to throw the football in. Let's give those big boys some love up front. Running back picking up another guy. There's all kinds of time to throw. Nobody in his face, no hands near him. That allows receivers to get past zone coverage.
What a time for the first career touchdown of redshirt freshman Ryan Jesiaro. Wow, a strike from Joshua Wood on the first play of the fourth quarter. 42 yards officially on the touchdown. Extra point from Cameron Pope is off the upright. And it remains a 13-point lead. And still plenty of time in the fourth quarter.
Point here, a point there makes you nervous, but look at this pocket. Good job by the tackles to run his guy around. Good job stepping up by the quarterback. And a nice strike and a nice catch by that young man.
Again, I hate to focus so much on the interception from Joshua Wood on the first throw of the game, but I only bring it up in this context to say how mentally strong must he be. You know, home opener, so much riding on this season, a tough emotional loss last week, and then your first play out here, you throw an interception. We could have seen him crumble. Instead, he's done the exact opposite. His official stat line right now, 19 of 24, 274 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Well, and being more than one, you know, he's not one-dimensional. He can run too. He gets the guys in and out of the offense, makes good decisions in the run game, and then you add on this ability to throw the ball down the field. The rest of the Big Sky is going to start peeking at this Idaho team. I know they're ranked and they're not going to hide from anybody, but this is a very, very solid football team. They just got to work out some of their mistakes.
From the 1-yard line, St. Thomas is going to run it out with Jashawn Todd. And he's dropped inside the 20-yard line on a great chase down and tackle from Ryder Bordner.
Yeah, Ryder comes from all the way on the outside. Look at even Coach Ford giving some love there.
Old special teams coach.
I'll tell you, there's a huge hole there. If he doesn't make this play, Jean Todd's got something. If you look right there, as a couple other guys get off there at the end, but he may have something there. That's a great effort coming all the way from number 1.
Right side of your screen.
The other guys are falling down. He may be able to bounce that to the outside if he doesn't get tackled.
St. Thomas down, certainly not out, as the better part of 15 minutes to work with, but they are down 13. That ball was down before it came out, so that'll be a pickup there by Bowen. Patrick Bowen Jr. has had a productive day running the football.
Well, and the way that Idaho can burn clock on offense, you wonder how much longer St. Thomas is going to be able to be run happy. And they may have to start spreading it out, which they don't want to do, but they may have to here soon.
Turn, handoff. Bowen trying to stutter step his way through the line. Gain of 2, maybe 3. It's still going to be third down and short, about 1 yard. Coming up here for the Tommies as we tick down under 14 minutes to play. Zach Krotzer officially credited with the tackle.
Because field goals are no longer an option. You're down 13. You've got to get a touchdown here. And you've got to get a touchdown in the next probably three and a half minutes. Then you got to get a goal line, you got to get a stop and get the ball back. But 2 yards in a cloud of dust is not going to work for this St. Thomas team.
Turn and a give. Right near the line of scrimmage. Looks like he might be short. That time it was Xander Rocco on the carry. But the Vandals defense has held once again, and here comes a monumental 4th down.
And they're going to huddle up here. You don't see a huddle very often by St. Thomas, but they're going to huddle here. Make sure everybody's on the same page.
You wonder if they come out with that tush-push look. One time we did see Peters go straight up the middle, and one other time he handed it off. Here we go, 4th and inches.
Here too. Oh.
Straight ahead. This is close, but a flag.
I think you're going to have defensive encroachment. Looked like maybe the defense was over the line of scrimmage, that D-line.
Long conversation.
It's either that or the offense wasn't set for a second.
Offside. Defense number 45 in the neutral zone with contact. 5-yard penalty. Results in a 1st down.
I thought they might come up with a hard count and not snap it, which I think would have worked too, because Idaho was all in. They had bought into this. This ball was going to be snapped.
It'll give them a 1st down.
Oh, I don't see anything. I don't see anything out of Idaho there. And that official was actually 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage for some reason. He didn't have an angle to see anything either. That's an interesting call.
1st and 10. Clock not on St. Thomas's side. Throw over the middle. What a hit applied, but a better catch. And a great throw from Peters as well. Patrick Wagner's done a lot of work in that department this game.
But we look at what these 2 tight ends have done against Idaho. Idaho being a ranked team. Imagine these guys once they get in the Pioneer Conference, how dominant these tight ends are going to be. Boy, just really impressed. And impressed with the way Peters not only manages the offense, but the touch on the football, the decision-making. This is a team that may not win today and won last week. My guess is in their conference, they're going to be an 8 or 9 win team, and they're going to be, you're going to hear about them again this season at some point.
Remember, they can now play in the playoffs. Reverse. Quentin Cobb Butler trying to outrun the Vandal defense. Hayden John runs him down for a gain of about 2. The Trickeration not able to get a big explosive play. It is positive yardage as the clock now winds to 11 minutes and 30 seconds remaining.
That's the 2nd time they've tried to run a reverse. And that's the 2nd time number 1's come up from his free safety spot and run down the reverse. Boy, he's fast.
Covers a lot of ground.
Covers a lot of ground. Tall, lanky, athletic. You're right, Austin. He covers a lot of ground.
2nd down, officially ruled as 9 yards to go for St. Thomas. Peters. Pressure coming, throws over the middle. He's got Todd, and Todd's got a 1st down and more. Stays on his feet for a moment. Gets inside the Idaho 40.
It's 78, who had to come out for a play, I think, with an injury, comes back in the football game.
That's a big left guard, James Morrison.
Yeah, he listed at 347. That's about as accurate as you can get, I think. He's a large man.
St. Thomas not exactly moving with the swiftest of tempo. They took over with essentially all 15 minutes remaining, are already down to 10 and a half. Peters drops back. Over the middle. Incomplete, in and out of the hands of his man Wagner. He was looking for him over the middle. In fact, that was actually Bernino who he was looking for.
Fantastic throw. First drop we've seen out of these 2 big tight ends today. That's a big drop. As he finds again, does a great job squeezing the middle, getting his eyes around. Just 2 guys with size and ability and instinct. That's one thing you can't teach as a coach. These tight ends, just a lot of instinct, getting their eyes in the right spot, finding the holes in the zone.
Double tight end set, turn and hand to Bowen. Bowen right through the middle of the Vandal defense. He's got a 1st down, still on his feet. Patrick Bowen Jr. now trying to win the race to the corner. He will do it. St. Thomas with a huge answer. Patrick Bowen Jr. shedding tacklers en route to the end zone.
And I think, they're going to kick this. Wow, that's effort.
The transfer from Long Island, his first touchdown in a Tommy's uniform after he was bottled up for just 44 yards last week, breaks through the biggest play of the game so far for St. Thomas.
I don't think anybody told this football team they were underdogs today, because they have come out and they've battled. They have not given up. That after 8 yards, that was all effort there at the end.
The missed extra point by Idaho looming large now, as this not exactly a clean exchange, but the extra point is up and through. It's a 6-point game, 10 minutes to go. St. Thomas not going anywhere. Patrick Bowen Jr. crisscrossing this Kibbie Dome field en route to a score.
Welcome to the greatest show on earth. Oh, yes, sir.
The ball is already rolling now for this new season.
College football on SWX is brought to you in part by ServPro of Spokane County. If your home or business is ever damaged by fire, water, or an unexpected incident, trust the pros at ServPro of Spokane County to make like it never even happened happen. Well, you don't want to go anywhere until this clock hits triple zeros, folks. 29-23 in the fourth quarter. Just as it looked like St. Thomas's hopes were running slim. Instead, they rip off a touchdown that you had to see to believe from their running back, Patrick Bowen Jr., and it is suddenly back to a one-possession game. Austin Getz, Coach Adam Shackelford with you. Run up in the boot. The Vandals will have a chance to return this kick from their own 5-yard line. Trying to set themselves up with good field position, but now St. Thomas is really stringing together some good football.
Yeah, the momentum has switched. You can feel it. The fans have quieted down a little bit. This is exactly where St. Thomas was hoping to be. Did they think they'd come in and have a lead in the fourth quarter? Probably not. But my guess is Coach Caruso told them, hey, we have to keep this game close. And I've been doing this long enough, not only here, but in the game of football, to know that if we stay within striking distance, anything can happen at the end. He's got a lot of experience, not only at St. Thomas, but in this game of college football.
His 17th year as the head coach of the Tommies. Here come the Vandals. Art Williams falls forward for a positive gain, but not much. Clock will be rolling here. You got to think Idaho's either going to keep it on the ground or keep it in bounds, as Art Williams was down for a moment. Yardage bruiser back. We'll see if he's in use here or a decoy they will hand to him. He spins and fights forward just enough to move those chains.
Well, that's a nice job spinning and getting the first down. This undersized defensive line for St. Thomas starting to get a little bit of penetration as they continue to sub in and out and keep guys fresh. Starting to get a little penetration in the backfield, but a good job spinning there and understanding where you need to be to move the chains.
Vandals content to use clock here. 8.5 minutes to go. They lead by 6. The missed extra point on the last touchdown looming very large. Nate Thomas back into the game, and the Vandals go right back to him. He stutter steps, but he's tripped right at the line of scrimmage. And that's a nice play up the middle by Cole Sneed to stop Thomas before he got started, because, Coach, as we've seen, once Nate Thomas gets a little bit of steam, even if you get to him, he's going to rip off 4 extra yards before he goes down.
Absolutely. And second and a long 7 here, almost 8. I think you could still run the football here, burn some clock.
Idaho is averaging 4 yards a carry on the ground. Thomas remains in the game. Remember, Josh Wood can also run it. Instead, he'll look to pass. Steps through a collapsing pocket. Joshua Wood up the far sideline with the first down. A big run by number 3. Hasn't ran it much, but when he's picked his spots, he's been great.
And it's a nice run, but if you're the coach, you're going to remind him in film, hey, let's stay in bounds. Let's burn some more clock here. Get the first down, try to stay in bounds. But a nice job showing his athleticism, moving the chains.
Officially just his 4th carry in this game. Obviously the majority of the stats coming from that 26-yard run on the read option. Nate Thomas remains in the game as we tick down close to the 7-minute mark. And a fresh 10 for Idaho. Handoff, Thomas. Trying to battle through that St. Thomas line. Tommies get there. And Caden Nelson and Nash Tickey get him down at the line of scrimmage, maybe a couple of inches forward. But the clock continuing to roll here as Idaho trying to salt away this game.
And St. Thomas again, they're not just substituting, they're substituting 5-6 guys at a time. Trying to keep those bodies fresh, trying to make a play on defense, to turn the tide one more time here on the Vandals.
2nd down. Art Williams back in the game. Throw out to the boundary, caught. Throw was just a little bit wide, but Nolan McWilliams was able to haul it in. He does go out of bounds though, but it is a pickup to get it down to 3rd and 3.
Well, that was a nice throw. They run that route. We've talked about it tonight, but this might be his nicest throw on that because he did get some pressure in his face. They were on the opposite hash. That's an NFL throw right there. And by NFL throw, I mean he's got to throw across the field and still puts that ball on a dime. Showing his ability to throw the ball around today.
3rd down and 3. 1 yard into St. Thomas territory. Joshua Wood sets up. The pressure coming. He tries to get out, but he's hit. And St. Thomas comes through with the sack. It's Sneed once again.
And they've got to punt this football. This is not a situation. And now they may hard count and try to get them to jump and then take a timeout or delay a game and punt it. But this is not the situation where you want to give the ball back to this team at your 48-yard line.
Snead just did a great job of getting off of his block. Idaho keeping the offense out there for the moment. 10 on the play clock. We'll see if they're just trying to get him to jump. And now movement. Nate Azzopardi. You don't see that out of the team captain.
Offense, number 74.
And veteran
5-yard
offensive
penalty.
linemen very
Fourth
often,
down.
but that will back them up 5 yards and stop the clock.
Well, and the most frustrating thing, I believe, is it probably was no snap, so he had no reason to move. He was probably told no snap, or we'll take a timeout or take delay a game. But now they don't get an opportunity here to do that.
Now you need LJ Harm to get a good punt away. Remember, there was problems with the snap. This one's clean and away from LJ Harm. A spiraling punt that will put Jason Todd all the way back to his 10 where it's fair caught. And that's where St. Thomas will take over, trailing by 6 with 5 minutes remaining when we come back.
Welcome to the greatest show on earth. Mbappé is running Ryan here. Oh, yes, sir. It is all quite astonishing.
Is already rolling now for this new season.
This portion of the game is brought to you by Perfection Tire and Auto Repair. Nobody beats perfection. 4 minutes, 56 seconds remaining. St. Thomas down 6 with the football on their own 12-yard line. Head coach Thomas Ford Jr. and his Idaho Vandals trying to go 1-0 here in the Kibbe Dome this season, as St. Thomas looks to go 2-0 on the season if they're able to march down the field, take the lead, and hold on. Austin Getz, Coach Adam Shackelford. It's been a fun one. Let's have a fun finish. First play of the drive. Peters tries to set up a screen for Todd. He's dropped down after being chased down by Dylan Lane. A gain of about 7.
Yeah, nice play call there on first down. Deshaun Todd's kind of been your guy today on the outside. Not the fastest guy, but I like the way he makes plays when he gets the football in his hand. Kind of built like a running back, does a really good job.
4:30 to go. Both teams with all 3 timeouts. Turn in the give. Dropped in the backfield. Dylan Lane once again. Fighting just forward enough to get back to the line of scrimmage was the running back, but Lane with 2 big tackles, and the clock continues to move towards the 4-minute mark.
And if it gets to 4th down here, you know, you've got 3 timeouts if you're St. Thomas. You could punt the football away, try to utilize those, get the ball back, but Boy, you think for a good shot to win this football game, they've got to convert here on 3rd and 3.
Cook in the backfield. Peters waits for the snap. And the Kibbe Dome getting as loud as it's been all night. Peters rolls left, wrapped up, dropped down. The Fighting Taters get to him in the backfield. And you gotta think that they're running the punt team on quickly if they're not gonna take a timeout, but Andy Peters is shaken up. And that is what no one wants to see right now. Get a look, Isaiah King was the first one there. There's kind of an awkward way that Peters spun after King got to him. We'll get another look at it.
Hard to tell whether it was when he spun or when he planted to step up. And I'm not one to speculate, but
we'll take a break and come back and hope that that young man is all right when we return.
Being obsessed with taste means every ingredient has a purpose. Agave, water, yeast, nothing more. The world's most awarded tequila, proudly poured at the world's best bar.
Welcome to the greatest show on earth. Oh, yes, sir!
The ball is already rolling now for this new season.
This copyrighted telecast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcast rights granted by the University of Idaho. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the express written consent of the University of Idaho and Learfield. While we were away, quarterback Andy Peters was able to get to his feet and with help from the trainers returned to the St. Thomas sideline. He is currently in the medical tent. We'll give you an update on him. Right now, the Tommies, after the sack, will have to punt out of their own end zone. And Hitter to do it. Vandals don't send much pressure. It's a low liner of a kick that's going to bounce and head near the sideline. Tony Harsty not even going to risk fielding it. It goes out of bounds with 3 minutes and 14 seconds remaining. And Idaho will take over. Coach, what do you want to see from the Vandals here if they want to get to the end of this game on top?
Well, I think a lot of run. Force St. Thomas to use their timeouts. Move the chains. You can run this clock out. You don't even have to score. But you've got to move the chains and force them inside 2 minutes to feel uncomfortable. You start using their timeouts.
Remember, we also will have a stoppage at 2 minutes, the 2-minute timeout. So that plus 4 timeouts in the back pocket of head coach Glenn Caruso means that the Tommies will have the clock stopped for them 4 times at least. Art Williams to start this drive in the backfield with Joshua Wood. He'll take the handoff, go straight up the middle, and be met there by a host of Tommies. Caden Nelson, the first one there, as he was trying to punch the football out.
Yeah, the students wanted a penalty, but that's
what you got to do at this time.
Yeah.
You got to try and punch the ball out.
Yeah.
Nobody likes to see their guys getting beat up on, but there was nothing untoward here. Caden Nelson just trying to make a play. It will keep the clock moving. And depending on how Coach Caruso wants to use his timeouts, if the Vandals keep this ball on the ground, they will not have to snap the ball again until the 2-minute timeout. We'll see what they do on this play. It's still Williams in the backfield with Wood. Using some time, and Joshua Wood pulls it himself, and he's got a lot of room. Joshua Wood trying to put this game away. No flags, touchdown Idaho.
Nice decision by Joshua Wood. Number 17 got sucked down on the run play by the running back. He saw that, and we'll see a replay. Number 17's responsible for the quarterback. He gets sucked down, and it doesn't take much. Only a hesitation out of the defender, and you're not going to catch Mr. Wood. He's going to be gone. What a great game. Let's forget the first play of the game. He's just trying to make a play for his football team.
Outstanding. Now,
he has done a great job tonight.
Vandals have to call a timeout here. I think they were something crossed up, or maybe we're at risk of taking a delay of game. So now it is 35-23, a 12-point lead. Got to think you just kick it, go up 13. I could see the reasoning if you want to go for 2 here. Here you get another look at the run from Wood.
117 here on the end, right there. Stepped a little bit too far inside, he tried. He peeked inside. His job is quarterback. All week he's been told, you've got the quarterback. You see Josh Wood hold it a little longer. He holds that mesh. By mesh, I mean he and the running back together. He holds it, and he got 17 to commit inside. And you're not going to catch that young man once he's free.
What a game. Your first game here in the Kibbe Dome. Joshua Wood kept his team in it with WSU all the way down to the end of the game. And has come back out here, and it does look like the Vandals will go for 2, trying to extend it to a 14-point lead. Even if you're not able to convert here, you're still up 2 scores. Art Williams in the backfield. Fake handoff. Wood, backside, wide open. The 2-point conversion is good. Jake Cox, second time he's in the end zone.
Well, and St. Thomas only had 10 men on the field. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wanted to call a timeout. You saw Coach Caruso come out, but he also didn't want to burn it.
So the Vandals now have taken a commanding lead here.
And sometimes that much substitution can get you in trouble. At some point, you're going to make a mistake, and unfortunately, it was on a two-point conversion, a big play. But you needed 11 men on the field because that zone that was vacated is probably a linebacker that was supposed to be out there.
So we will see who comes out with St. Thomas on offense. The medical tent is down, meaning nobody's in it, but I didn't see if Andy Peters went back to the locker room or if he's down there somewhere. I think he is.
Well, and you wonder down as many as you are with 2 minutes left, if you don't take the risk, you have a lot of season to play. And you're probably a top 2 team in your Pioneer Conference. You know, at this point, do you really risk it? I think that's the question for Coach Caruso right now. Although, I will tell you the backup quarterback does not have his helmet.
Short kick to the 10, where Todd will try and set things up with good field position, gets out to the 25.
And his helmet comes off again, so he's got to come out again. One of the main playmakers.
And Andy Peters is looking to go out with this offense.
Showing a lot of heart.
Oh, man, absolutely. Again, the young man, originally from Boise, played 3 years, not too far away at the College of Idaho in Caldwell, transferring to St. Thomas to hopefully finish his career with a trip to the FCS playoffs. Obviously, that's what Tommy's fans are wanting, and back in his home state, back in a building I'm sure he's familiar with, being from this state. He's back out there to try and mount a comeback 2 minutes and 12 seconds, the 2-minute timeout, and all 3 coaches' timeouts still remaining. So things could get real interesting real fast. Peters drops back. He's looking over the middle. He's got his man, throws a strike, his first play back on the field. How nice is that? They're quickly into Vandal territory. They could get a snap off before the 2-minute timeout if they hurry to the line. They got to go, though.
Clock will stop until the chains are set. They're kind of taking their time.
And they'll take it down to the 2-minute timeout. A 14-point lead for the Vandals. They're trying to hold on and go 1-0 in the Kibbe Dome this season.
Welcome to the greatest show on earth. Kylian Mbappe is running riot here. Oh, yes, sir. It is all quite astonishing.
Is already rolling now for this new season.
Tonight's play of the game brought to you by Fairfield by Marriott. Your place in the Palouse in Moscow. Joshua Wood, 59 yards, and it's sure looking like this is the touchdown that is going to seal things for the Idaho Vandals. Though there is still 2 minutes remaining, a 14-point lead. A lot more comfortable after number 3 ran it in from almost 60 yards out.
Well, and this is, you know, if they can hold on, which it looks like they will be a great win. I know it's a game that a lot of people thought they should win. But I think if you looked at your schedule at the beginning of the season, you said we got to start 1-1, and if we can, we're going to have a chance to do some good things this year, and that's exactly it looks like where they'll be, unless that young man, Mr. Peters, can change the course of this game quickly.
Andy Peters has been lion-hearted in this game. Had to leave the field after looking like maybe he got his ankle twisted up, but back out there trying to mount a comeback. He's passed for 190 yards and 2 touchdowns. Reverse, blown up. Nothing doing there. Matthias McLean once again sniffing out the trickeration.
Yeah, I just don't like the call. You know, I've called many plays over the years at the wrong time, but you're having so much success with these tight ends down the middle of the field. I'm not sure what a reverse that number 1 in the middle of the field is going to run down for a 6-yard gain. I'm not sure what that's going to get you.
No timeout taken, so we're already down to 90 seconds remaining. The chances for the Tommies going slimmer by the second. Peters drops back. Vandals send pressure. He spins away, and he's able to get this away to Bowen, who loses his footing but is able to get some positive yardage. Andy Peters, what an effort.
We get a timeout here by Coach Caruso. Going to bring up a 3rd and 9 here and give some life back to St. Thomas.
Boy, Andy Peters had to spin away from the Vandals who had their ears pinned back, and he did it on a bum wheel, was able to get that ball out. Here you get another look at it. I think it was Zach Krotzer who was right.
So
no,
close.
It was actually Nick Jakoyak who was coming after him.
Well, you think this St. Thomas team isn't going to fight for Mr. Peters all season? The heart he's shown today and the character he's shown today.
Again, this is a story that, regardless of the end of this game, is only now being written for St. Thomas. the success that they've had since moving up to the Division I level, not being able to compete in the postseason, that ban is over this year. Heck, you never know. With the way the college football season goes, we could see a rematch of these two teams sometime this year, but that's down the road a ways. Let's focus on the here and now. 1 minute, 15 seconds remaining. Peters steps up, throws. Quentin Cobb Butler with a great catch in traffic for a first down. 1:09 remaining. The clock will temporarily stop.
Having some trouble getting lined up here. They got to get going. They got to conserve every second they can here. They've got to get another onside kick, and they've got to get another possession.
Just 2 timeouts remaining. Peters steps up, throws. Another one into traffic. This one caught by Wagner. Excuse me.
57.
Bernino.
They're going to try to run one more play before the timeout. Try to get this thing off before 45 seconds here.
Got to go fast. Peters. Pressure from his blind side. Stays on his feet, but down he finally goes. And it's, guess who? Matthias McLean with the sack. And that will force another timeout by St. Thomas.
Nice job by Idaho's defense there. It's hot in here, Austin. You can see a lot of hands on the hips. These young men have battled for 4 quarters. They're not the best of you think you're indoors, everything's good. This is not the best of environments. Credit to both coaches to seem to have their teams in good shape coming out of camp. We haven't seen cramps today. We haven't seen any of those issues. And I think it's a nice, no matter how this game ends, I think the Pioneer League is starting to gain some respect in this part of the country. You've got Drake last year. You and I did a game. They came up and beat Eastern. You got St. Thomas with a great showing. And a little trivia for you, Austin. There's an NFL coach right now who used to coach in the Pioneer League. Do you know who that is?
I do not.
Jim Harbaugh, University of San Diego. His quarterback was Josh Johnson, who played 12 years for 14 teams.
Yeah, to 10 different teams.
14 different teams in the NFL. Only one less than Ryan Fitzpatrick, I believe.
37 seconds after the timeout. It is a 3rd down and 10. Andy Peters sets his feet, fires over the middle, delivers a strike to Eli Paulson, who's got a first down to keep the Tommies' hopes alive under 30 seconds to play.
They should spike this ball here. He should get under center here and spike this football.
Sure looks like that's what he's trying to do. He does spike it. 2 seconds came off after the clock restarted, so 27 seconds. If you want any kind of a chance, you need to probably get it in the end zone on this play or the next, and then give yourself a chance with an onside kick that you'll need to recover.
Look for those tight ends again down the middle of the field. Had a lot of success. But you're right. Everything's got to be either to the sideline at 10 yards or just look for him possibly here. They've got a tight end attached, even 4 verticals against this cover 2. Try to get 4 guys in the 2-guy area in this zone.
Watch Quentin Cobb Butler at the top of your screen. Peters looking the other way, and he's going to tuck it and run, trying to get to the goal line. Andy Peters dives forward at the 5. 16 seconds left, and looks like no timeout yet. They'll go up and spike it. And there'll be 15 seconds remaining.
Yeah, quarterback moved early.
He did.
Coach Ford wants the penalty. He saw it too. Coach Ford still runs pretty good. He got to that official pretty quick. Usually, I'll tell you, it takes me a lot longer. I'll be honest with you. He deserved that call. That was absolutely a call.
15 seconds remaining. The Tommies still holding on to their timeout. Peters drops back. Here's the pressure thrown over the middle at the goal line, falling in for the touchdown. So St. Thomas will bring it back to a 1-possession game with 11 seconds remaining. We've got the most exciting play in football, an onside kick, coming up shortly.
Well, again, Peters just showing Showing why he transferred to a good situation. Coach Caruso has a lot of faith in him, obviously. You know, it's tough sometimes in the environment of college football. You have kids that come in and out. Tough to build that chemistry. You could tell already this is a very tight-knit group.
Extra point on the way and good. It's a 7-point lead for the Vandals. Now you go to the sideline and you draw up your best onside kick play.
Look at Coach Caruso telling his quarterbacks what to do. Kick the onside kick, get the onside kick, run one play, call a timeout, throw to the end zone. I didn't even have to read his lips. It's exactly what he just told his guys.
That's muscle memory. It was Patrick Wagner on the touchdown. You're seeing a replay of it right now.
Yeah, what a nice throw, and a good job not getting stopped short. Just a big body, just lean in, big man. Good job.
Wagner with a productive day, 59 yards and a touchdown. Peters, if we don't see him again, if the Vandals are able to recover the onside kick, right now 21 of 29, 264 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Well, the importance of an onside kick, a couple things. Number one, has to go 10 yards. Number two, you got to keep it in bounds. You want to try to get that high hop. And the most important thing is you have to be onside. You don't want a guy, you don't want, worst feeling in the world is you get an onside kick, you see a flag back there because someone tried to leave early. You're better to be a little late than a little early.
This is Ben Hoyland, who's listed as the place kicker. We haven't seen him today. His first time called upon, his role is to try and get a good boot and let the Tommies get to it. Here we go. Up near the sideline and out of bounds.
Oh, what a great effort.
Absolutely. Gave his guys a chance, but it is going to be Vandals' ball, and because that was touched, there's no penalty for kicking it out of bounds. A knee, and Idaho will move to 1-0 in the Kibbe Dome this year. Remember, they went 6-0 in this building. First time they had ever gone undefeated in a season here at home. And that streak will continue.
And Idaho's going to learn a lot from this game, too. Because they played a team today that came in and played their tails off. And Idaho found a way to win with some big plays in the second half. And that's going to build a little confidence. They're not going to love everything they see on film. But that's going to build some confidence for this team going into Big Sky play.
Fittingly, it's Joshua Wood who will be the last person to touch the ball in this game. And a timeout taken by St. Thomas. So excuse me, they will force Idaho to snap this one more time.
Well, he's proven to his team that he's not going to quit. There's no quit in this coach. Anything can happen.
Forcing Idaho to execute a snap one more time.
Can't go home with those timeouts, Austin.
There's the knee.
A lot of mutual respect on the handshaking right now. A lot of mutual respect between these two football teams.
That was a battle. Well, let's recap the action for you. Today's play of the game brought to you by Fairfield by Marriott, your place in the Palouse in Moscow, and it came from Joshua Wood. How about Jake Cox? A one-handed catch for a touchdown. As we'll see the handshakes before we get there. Also want to let you know that tonight's player of the game brought to you by Findlay Downtown Toyota on 3rd. If you're looking to score the best deals on your favorite Toyotas, come to Findlay. Coach, I think there were a lot of good candidates in this one, even some candidates from St. Thomas, but it has to go to Joshua Wood and what he did for the Vandals in this game.
Yeah, I think Josh's second, third, and fourth quarter going to start to turn some heads of the Big Sky Conference. I think Idaho's found their guy that can not only keep them in football games, but take over football games at times. Throws a great ball, two-dimensional player, can run and throw, commands his huddle, runs his offense the way he's supposed to, and limits his mistakes. He made some mistakes today, but anybody who has the courage sometimes to throw in a double coverage, just trying to make a play, you know, you can get away with that sometimes. You just got to kind of coach it out of him. I think Idaho's going to be really good this year.
Well, tune into SWX next Saturday for more college football as these top 10 Idaho Vandals welcome the Utah Tech Trailblazers to the Kibbe Dome. Kickoff is set for 1 p.m. It's the Vandals and the Trailblazers live next Saturday on SWX, your home for local sports. That's going to do it for us tonight. For my broadcast partner, the coach Adam Shackelford, for our entire SWX broadcast team, I'm Austin Getz saying thank you for joining us. It is a win in the Kibbe Dome to start off the Thomas Ford era for the Idaho Vandals. The proceeding has been a Learfield presentation of the Vandal Sports Network. We'll see you next time here on SWX.
Welcome to the greatest show on earth. Is running Ryan here. Oh, yes, sir. It is all quite astonishing.
Is already rolling now for this new season.